Get on camera, say something.
Last night and night before, there was 3 women walking down the street that way. I saw them. I said, hey, you 3 women, why are y'all walking down the street that way? There's nothing down there. And they flew away. I saw them with some birds.
What the hell?
I'm just a man in a bat costume that frightens superstitious criminals in the night. I don't know how to fight a world government, but I'm going to learn. The world has changed overnight. No use losing any sleep over it. We have a lot to do.
Traveling in a digital haze, tried to log on, got a splash page. She said, you're not 16, son, no Snap, no TikTok, no online fun. And I said, do you speak my code? She just frowned and the system froze. And she said, I come from the bands down under, where fines roll and they pull you under. Can't post, can't like, can't wonder. The suits decide what we discover. Spree, but the payment's blocked by a third party. They said, this title's just not clean, it's tagged too rough for the new machine. They took a letter to the banks, now half the storefronts getting yanked. And they say, I come from the bands down under, where watchdogs bark and the censors thunder. It's for the kids, but we all feel plundered. What's safe today is tomorrow's blunder.
Craving something round, plump and fair dinkum firm? Mrs. Kennedy's bestest big buns has the ripper, most irresistible cheeks this side of the outback. Grab a warm pair today. They're baked to cheeky perfection for your next Sheila-loving Barbie. Squeeze them gently. You can feel that soft, bouncy rise. Mrs. Kennedy's bestest big buns are built to handle a good spread. Grab Mrs. Kennedy's buns and feel the heat.
ただ、女性たちが傷つくのは見たくない運だ。それだけ。
私の同じ気持ちだ。だが、コレクティブショートがこの世界を歪め続けるのなら、私たちはそれを正さなければならない。
でも、彼らはあなたたちの価値観を守るためにやってるんでしょう？
だからこそ止めなければならないんだ。急な火山弾を叫び引き割れています。
でも、それはもう終わったことだよ。
そんなことを言うお前は、一体何者なんだ？
私は向こう側から来たんだ。彼らが作り出したこの偽りの世界を終わらせるために。
chase the flame to burn out the evil forever. I belong to truth, but it's wrapped in pain. What we kill just grows back stronger. We belong to earth, and the blue still shines through the silence over scars we made. What you try to purge returns. What you fear is what you learn.
They're coming for the future, saying it's for the kid. But every word you whisper goes on a record list. Screens are watching faces, names behind the glass. They're saying it's protection, but freedom's fading fast. And I won't be the one to sit and lie while they barcode every blink of my eye. Call it safety, but it smells like control. You can't save a soul by killing the soul. Fight!
Booted up, can you feel it? A million strong, we're undefeated. Signal back, no turning down. This is our battleground. They cut the lights, but we still glow. Shut down failed, we're in control. Ghosts of code, now walk again. Plug us in, we're not the end. We play to win, no silent fade. Rewrite the rules they made. Never game over. Hey, on the rise. Hey, I cry like the skies.
Mama, we must run. The Wendigo Yakuza are here.
We'll be okay. We're not alone.
Where did we park for there? Cider took it to deliver those flowers.
You all don't stand a chance.
Underneath the moon's cold light, whispers linger in the night. Shadows dance with subtle grace. Secrets hide in every space. Velvet skies and sapphire dreams. Cities pulse, electric beams. Lonely hearts in shadowed bars. Fading tales beneath the stars. We dance in twilight's tender glow, where time moves soft and slow. Eyes meet in a silent song, in the night where we belong.
Boy, I tell you, another week and the craziest shit just keeps happening. Chaos pouring in from every corner, and here you are, here at 01, right here with us, hanging out in the chat even. You know, some amazing things happened this week, along with the tidal wave of crap, by the way. We're going to take a look here at the Gundam Wing 30th anniversary animation. We're not going to listen to the sound because we're not, sewer slidle around here. But to help me go through this and to find the neato bandito Easter eggs in here is the lovely Miss Nerdigans.
Hi, Cider and Bounding Audience. Right as the credits were playing earlier, I found out that someone is false copyright striking my account again on YouTube. It's very, very annoying. So now I got to file 4 counter notifications. It's unbelievable. But I'm really excited to see what the Gundam 30th anniversary video is giving.
So, speaking of copyright, we may dip out here and there because this is fresh. It's only a couple days old here. It's only about 10 days old. So they may still want to make sure that it's still buttoned up. So here we go. As usual, the Haro Sunrise logo, iconic at this point. And there it is. Like, I don't know you, but like coming home from school, every weekdays, watching Gundam Wing and this rolling up, man, it was awesome. But as you can see, there's some differences here. Some overlaying scenes from the show, the various Gundam pilots themselves. This is the 30th anniversary animation if you're just tuning in. Of course, good old Wing Zero spreading its wings.
Yep, I can't believe it's been 30 years. And there's been a lot of 30-year anniversaries, like for Super Mario Brothers. I think it was Super Mario World. That's the 30th anniversary.
Doing the Marvel thing here and casting their character images over the logo. Yep. The Japanese are efficient.
Yes, they are.
But this was incredible, by the way. They managed to update Hiro Yui's fashion without him looking like a K-pop star somehow.
Which is nice.
Yeah, I appreciate they didn't Genshin impact Hiro Yui.
That would have been ugly.
As you can see, they gave him a windbreaker, so that way he looks a little bit more like Kira Yamato, I guess. I don't know. But I guess the tank top and space look is a little too 90s. So,
hey, what's wrong with that? Show the actual outfits and stuff like that. Don't.
Come on, Hiro, show some shoulder, right? Show some shoulder.
Exactly.
But of course, these iconic scenes of the Gundam characters not having a great time, of course. As you know, war is hell, except if you have a giant robot or if you're Dorothy, who seems to really like it. So, personally, my absolute favorite character in this series is Zex Marquis' Miliardo Peacecraft. I know a lot of people like the duo Maxwell and Death Scythe, but Zex and Epion are my absolute favorites from this. Of course, you see these new animations from the Endless Waltz. Everybody got their suits upgraded now. It's not just the special boys. So this is probably another exemplary thing with the series as well, is that Hiro can just like plummet from space and not die, like ram into the ground and not die. Okay, I gotta stop. So these are scenes from Frozen Teardrop now, if you don't know. The story is like how Hiro was almost assassinated as a child, yada, yada, yada. And this, of course, takes place many, many years in the future when Mars is kind of sort of habitable. And for whatever reason, Hiro and Relina were frozen in orbital satellites around Mars, but not in the same satellite together. I don't know. Like, they were trying very hard. I'll tell you that. They were trying very hard to make it interesting. And of course, that is not Wing Zero. That is not Heavy Arms. That is White Snow. I think it's Snow White and Warlock are the two you're looking at here from Frozen Teardrop. You have to let me know in the chat if I've got that right or not. And of course, in Frozen Teardrop, the Gundams are wearing cloaks because why not? You got giant robots. They look pretty badass in cloaks, so you might as well, right? I mean, we just saw that over there in Gozuger, so. And Hiro, Zex. Now, there has been a bit of interesting conversation around Hiro and this right here, this next scene, okay? That's Relina. That's Relina wearing Zex's helmet. That's not Miliardo. That's Relina. Because watch, look at Miliardo, and then the very next shot. Boom. Hold on. It was quick. But the chin's different. Take a look at that. The chin's different. That's a different chin, boys. We'll go back. See? Relina, Miliardo. Relina, Miliardo. I don't know. I don't know, boys. I don't know. I kind of want to find out what made Miss Relina snap and turn into Zex. Is she going to be Zexty Marquise? Is that what she's going to be? I don't know. They come up with the strangest names for the bad guys. So I always love Gundam names. That's one of my favorite things in anime is Gundam names. And of course, for whatever reason, they decided the self-destruct button was a good way to introduce the logo. It's one of my favorite things is how Gundam Wing is just all over the place. It has such a wide open attitude about itself, and of course, all that it does, that you end up with quite a package. You end up with quite a interesting delivery every time with good old Gundam Wing, and I'm thankful for it. I'll tell you, I'm thankful for it. So anyway, there it is. The Gundam Wing 30th anniversary animation. I think it's pretty cool. I think they did a really good job with it. And of course, it has me wanting Frozen Teardrop turned into a movie at least, you know? We don't have to have a whole series, just a movie maybe. I know. But it is. It's really awesome. It really is. The was there ever a scene where they were sewing together the giant cloaks? No, curiously, they never explained to you who makes the giant robot cloaks. Because that guy would probably be a good guy to talk to if you're trying to find somebody, you know? Not too many giant robot cloak makers out there, least of all on Mars. But yeah, I know. It's a little bit of, I suppose here in the West, we want to know about that. But there in the East, they're like, oh, he's wearing a cloak. It's a giant robot and it's on Mars. Whatever. You know, it looks cool. Given that the West is notorious for mistaking anime as just mere cartoons, they will categorize them as cartoons. No, you're right. You're right. That's what'll happen with it. Like many folks keep thinking cartoons are for kids or something. And, you know, that again, like this is something that Japan explicitly kind of set out to do with anime. Is anime has always been like 3 different tracks. You know, you got little kid stuff, teenager stuff, and then adult stuff. Not hentai. That's off on its own adventure. But the 3 different tracks you get in Japanese media are very well defined, despite how, you know, how much they look alike, I guess. Again, media is very derivative in Japan. Sometimes this works very well, like what we saw here with how they use the Gundam logo with all the different character scenes inside of it, like they did with the Marvel logo. You know, that's derivative and that's good. That's to take a good idea and apply it to your product so it looks gooder. We like that. But you know, sometimes anime tends to look a lot like other anime in that, I don't know. Sometimes that works to its advantage. There's a lot of stuff out there that profits from looking like My Hero Academia despite having next to nothing to do with it. And I'm not talking about the spin-off. I'm talking about completely different properties that have kind of absorbed that look. It's good. It's a good look. Rocky says that Gundam rocks. You're absolutely right, dude. It has, like, this is, of course, this is everybody's first Gundam series, but out here in rural Maine, I had no idea what a giant fighting robot was. I had only ever seen Gigantor cartoons on Sci-Fi. And that was a Gigantor from the 80s, not Tetsujin, the roly-poly robot, but the knight-looking robot from the 80s with the 28 over on the arm. Oh, that was so badass. But I had no idea that was a whole genre. I thought that was like a Godzilla cartoony thing that they did with that, and that's what I thought. And then all of a sudden Gundam showed up and I was like, this is a whole thing? This is a whole thing. There's a war? What? And it's kind of like America? What? Like they couldn't have picked the better Gundam series to bring as the first Gundam series in America. And it pisses me off so much that it never took off here the way that it did in like South America. It makes me so angry that we don't have a Gundam base in all of the major cities in America. Can you imagine Gundam standing outside of our airports? That would be awesome. You roll up to Cincinnati and you've got the heavy arms out there with like the big guns outside, you know. Detroit, that's a better one for Detroit, actually. The Detroit airport. Yeah, that would be good for that one. You get heavy arms out there, you know, because we could have done all of those ones. We didn't have to go with Gundam Seed. I still don't know why the Japanese like Gundam Seed. It blows my mind. Kira Yamato is the next thing. He's like giant robot Jesus. I don't understand why people like Kira, but that's me. I'm a Gundam winger. Okay, I'm the scum of Gundam fans, the utter scum of Gundam fans. My first and only was Gundam 00. Hey, you know, Turd Ferguson, it's a good place to start and end. Really, believe it or not, Gundam 00 managed to do all of Gundam at once. for better or for worse, it kind of managed to do all of Gundam at once, all the tropes at once. It was pretty impressive. It turned off some people and really turned on a lot of people. But again, I mean, it was depending on which protagonist you're into. But the other thing is that it managed to take all of the angst and difficulty of the UC and the colony struggle and synthesize it down into celestial beings' cause. And then Yulia Shenberg's belief about aliens and everything like that coming true encapsulated that what like the threat of new types in an actual like combat environment. So again, very, very fascinating. Gundam 00 really just tells you everything about Gundam. So if it's your first and last, man, you definitely picked a good one. Henry Thrun says, I first discovered Gundam through models in a store. I bought a whole bunch and assembled them, but have never watched the show. Well, that's perfectly fine. There's a lot of Gundam, a lot of Gundam. So if you're just into the models, that's perfectly fine. Gunpla culture is its own separate sort of fandom in its own self, by the way. There are actually Gundam anime shows that are dedicated to people building and, like competing their little Gunpla models. It's called the Gundam Build series. You got Gundam Build Fighters, Gundam Build Fighters Try, my favorite. I really like Gundam Build Fighters Try. It's a lot of spirit. And then you have Gundam Build Divers, the Build Divers. And then there was a second Build Divers, but it was weird. So I don't know how you feel about that. But again, that's all about Gunpla culture though, which again relies on you to have some knowledge of the series, but it sort of explains its inside jokes with visuals anyway. And it'll show you really some badass customizations from real life, because believe it or not, the Build series did use real life award-winning Gunpla models in the Build series Gunpla. It's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating take. And probably one of the best ways to take, like, we have this real world product that isn't like a Digimon or Pokemon thing. It's not a monster tamer thing. So what are we going to do with it? Okay, so we'll have the models fight each other. Your little toy Gunpla models will beat each other to death. Real, for reals. It's nuts. You get sucked right into it, dude. And the music and Build Fighters Try. Ah, man, my heart almost bursts every battle, dude. It's so crazy how much passion they packed into these stupid little models, dude. It's plastic crack, front to back, man. Plastic crack, front to back. We have Hiboza here saying, you can ask Sunrise to make real size, but I don't know how much it costs. A lot. I'm sure there's plenty of American engineers trying to figure out how to build a real live Gundam right now. I'm positive there's plenty of them. If not, there's a few rednecks out there that are trying to work it out. Anyway, Blackpilled Timon, member of the channel. By the way, you can become a member of the Orca crew as well. That's the Orbital Reconnaissance, Orbital Combat and Reconnaissance Array. There. Orca, I got it. Okay, I got it right. So anyway, he says Sandrock in Las Vegas, and that's when we were talking about having the Gundam statues in the various cities in the USA. And I think that's a good idea. Sandrock. Also, Catra would kind of be a good mascot for Vegas if you really think about it. Don't think too deep. It's weird. 00 is a Wing remake. It does have that flavor, but it also has a lot of flavors of the UC as well. And so I think it takes more inspiration from like if you flipped around what happened in Stardust Memory. If you flipped around the perspective, that's kind of what happened. And it was just sort of catching up with that technology over and over. And what Mr. Bushido was also really stupid, by the way. I really hated that, Mr. Bushido. That was dumb. They really needed to think that one through, because that's basically like Mr. Samurai, and I don't know, that's a really stupid thing to call yourself. That bordered on like COD lobby screen name. It really bothered me in the Gundam 00 series. Yeah, $150 million to build a life-size Gundam statue. We're not using this on USAID money. Maybe we ought to be building Gundam statues. I'm just saying. And we have Alpha Omega here saying G Gundam is supreme. Yep. Wow. Again, like G Gundam just celebrated its 30th anniversary too. So all around a good time for everybody who likes Gundam. That's for sure. We do have a little bit of sad news on the heels of that, though. HBO Max has removed all of the Cartoon Network throwback shows from the service.
Yeah, this is why physical media is important. And I know a good chunk of the shows that got removed do have physical releases, and then there's some that I don't think have any.
Yeah, and this is the same case that happened with Dean Kane's The New Adventures of Lois and Clark. That has been delisted on all platforms. So you can only get that on physical media now. Hopefully Tubi will pick it up, but it doesn't seem like that's happening anytime soon. So along with global censorship, we got the end of, I guess, the last bit of I can't say it's not brain rot entertainment, but like brain rot light, I guess. Proto brain rot. I don't know. Ed, Edd n Eddy is not an educational television show.
No, neither is Billy and Mandy.
Right, exactly. And Courage the Cowardly Dog will teach you a lot about yourself, depending on how you react to it. But Chowder, I defy you not to lose a brain cell watching Chowder. Very good animation style. Really appreciate that. And the big blue nose chef, I remember that character because he played a kaiju once, and he was like, "Let me introduce you to my these are my fists. Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Fisty and his wife Elaine. Elaine hits harder." I love that line. This is Mr. Fisty and his wife Elaine.
One thing that I'll never forget with Courage is, remember, he had his computer, and Courage was coming out like during the dial-up era. So like when I saw him like type on his computer, I'm like, oh my god, I have a computer just like that.
Yeah, and it was sassy to him, kind of like how you have your AIs now that give you shit.
Yeah. That shit was so funny.
It really was. But you might learn how to build giant robots from Dexter's Laboratory.
That is true. Or Cunning Kid Next Door as well.
That's true. That was another one that was ridiculously innovative, by the way. Like, who would have put that together? Just look at the premise. Neighborhood kids get together and have a global spy network with amazing high technology, and their parents are absolutely unaware about it. That's a fantastic concept. I don't know what kind of cocaine that was, if that was the pixie stick cocaine. I don't know, but that's great. We need more of that. They bring truckloads of that back.
Yeah, seriously.
But I did not like the Powerpuff Girls reboot. I'll tell you that. I did not like that.
No, that was cringy as hell.
Alpha made buttered toast. Yep. Big Ed was like the most memeable character to ever come into existence. Like if you believe in a creator, you believe, Ed was brought into existence for memes, to just basically bring memes to life. Because like just pause any frame of Ed, Edd n Eddy on Big Ed, and you have a meme, you have a reaction meme. Every time. Even when he's eating a bed. Remember when he just eats a bed?
Yeah, that shit is funny as hell.
Then his sister Sarah, who is aggressively trying to get with Double D. God, what a weird show.
It was weird.
Can we ask President Trump pushing Japan in return for a tariff? Can we ask President Trump pushing Japan in return? I'm not sure if I follow that one. I know it's about the statue, but I'm not sure. Like if they let us have a Gundam statue, we'll lower the tariff. Is that? I'm just trying to understand. That's all. I'm just trying to.
I don't think Trump would do that. Trump don't care about Gundam like that.
It's true, Barron would, but probably not Trump. That's too bad. You find out that actually, every Trump tower is equipped with a complete replica of Char's Zaku cockpit, and that's where Trump sleeps at night. That would be hilarious. He has Xeon uniform PJs. He's the biggest Gundam fan ever. That would be hilarious to find out that Trump's a Zeke. Oh, that'd be great. Henry Thrun says, I have to get going from work. I'll see if I can listen while I drive home. If not, good night and God bless. Well, God bless to you too, sir, and good luck on your ride home. A streaming mess. It's sailing sea now. Pretty much. I mean, if you're trying to get a hold of something, you better get headed to the yard sales. Seems like physical media is going to be the only thing you can rely Oh, to make the Gundam statues. Well, that would be a fun thing to ship across the sea now, wouldn't it? Have all these giant robot pieces showing up in America. China will definitely believe we're building real Gundams then. Japan has built the parts. America's putting it together. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe you could probably talk him into some statues anyway. They just put up a Superman statue in Cleveland, and it's depressing somehow. Somehow it's depressing. We have Leslie Tarkin here saying, Ed, and Eddie, there was an inside joke of little Johnny playing with his wood. It went over most kids' head. Think about, oh, right. Johnny 2x4, the bald kid that ran around with Plank. My mother loved Plank. She absolutely adored that character. It was like the funniest thing in the world to her that there was this supernatural and judgmental plank of wood that vexed these three boys. So there's a whole comic book miniseries for you right there if you want to put that together. Being isekai'd into a plank of wood that exacts revenge on my enemies, you know? Oh, I got that one. And Timon's looking a little concerned. But so there you have it. Physical media is king. Remember out there, it's getting more and more difficult to get a hold of what you love. But I did want to close off the upsy downsy here with a little bit more upsy. Here's some really great Mega Man X cosplay that I should not be playing the audio from. Thanks, Elon. But yeah, this is cosplay. This is not AI. These are two dudes doing this on a stage at a convention, and it's badass. It is ridiculously badass.
Yeah, cosplayers are awesome like that.
Yeah, these guys have apparently been doing this for many, many years, and this is like their best effort yet. So, yeah. Like they should be doing live shows. Like Japan needs to like get these guys hired. You know, Namco, Band, whoever has this, whatever. They need to get them doing live shows, man. Like real deal.
They should.
Great.
I mean, we have the Sailor Moon live show and all of that, and also the other stage productions that do really good stuff. So why not?
Well, and again, I mean, it's tough to tell what's going on with all of this. Sorry, I'm just trying to bring up a tab right here, guys. We run a professional show around here. Here we go. Sorry about this. Now we're going to move into the dark part here, okay? So brace yourselves, all right? The anime voice actor, Kiba Walker. This is voice actor that's probably pretty well known for his role on season 2 of Windbreaker.
Windbreaker, yeah.
Yeah.
For the dub of that. He also has done roles for like Oshinoko and Blue Lock. And what was the other one? And Haikyuu. And he also did Fire Emblem Heroes and in terms on the video game side of things. And what was the other one? And Genshin Impact. And he's done ADR script writing. So,
to kind of tie this together, to make it clear, this is the character he was voicing. You did an article about this earlier this year. Despite Windbreaker mangaka's own words, Western activists claim cross-dressing fighter
Tatsuku Tsubakino.
Thank you.
Tatsuku Tsubakino. Yeah.
Yep. Is actually transgender. And so this is a character that Kaiba, whatever you want to say.
Kiba. Yeah.
Was voicing. Okay. And so just so you know, that's the context of this. And think of that what you will.
Yeah, he's also a VTuber and a drag queen too.
One of the things I wanted to stress, though, before we get too far away with this, think of that what you will, but this manga character is not exemplary of the person voicing it. I just want to make it clear to your perception that this is the character he's voicing, so you know the voice in your head, because I think this is the most popular role he's had. So,
yeah,
to my knowledge, this is the most popular role he's had. So, if you know more, let me know. But just so you can picture how high this guy is up in the whole hierarchy.
Yeah, he's been moving up in Crunchyroll and Sentai Filmworks specifically.
Not related to Tokusatsu Sentai, different Sentai Filmworks. So
no.
This gets a little weird. So to set the stage, as you know, there's a lot of this creepy stuff that goes on in performance industries, where people who are well known to millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people, maybe in this guy's case, but they take advantage of that, and people who are underage, let's make that just right there, tend to want to just talk and be like, hey, you voice one of my favorite characters, la-di-da, this is really cool to interact with you, la-di-da. And they tend to take advantage of that these days. So this is what we're talking about tonight, because this guy's being accused of this. There's been no ruling. This person is not guilty in a court of law of this. But the evidence that has been put forward is very open and shut. Okay, it's kind of undeniable what went on here. And this fella has locked down his communication, social medias completely. And as you know, that's always the sign of somebody who is, looking forward to the next couple of weeks of their life.
Yeah, I covered both of these stories we're going to talk about from the victims on my channel this weekend, and it is really, really dark. So this is a user warning right now.
Right. And so we're just going to jump over here to the Google Doc now. This is from Cody, right?
Or Corey.
Corey, sorry.
This is the one that went viral on July 30th.
So you're going to have to help me with this one. Kind of starts here, right? With the summary.
Yeah, you can read the summary to get an idea of who this person is, especially because a lot of the online dialogue is between Blade or Blade will be. And also make sure you guys look at especially like Alex VTuber and stuff like that, because that's how he did communicate with Blade.
So this says here, for everyone that doesn't know me, my name is Corey. I was born December 16th, 2001, which makes me 23 years old at the time of writing this, and I primarily go by Blade or Blade will be online. This document is about my experience being groomed by Kiba Walker through the years, whose information will be listed below. In telling this story, I wish for it to serve as a warning for others of their predatory behavior. Screenshots will be provided where necessary, although some were lost to Skype shutting down and WhatsApp incorrectly backing up my message history from those years. Twitter images will all be from my old account, which is archived and only accessible to me.
And they also posted proof that that all those users that he for the links, that they're all the same person as well.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. The whole thing?
Yeah, why not? Because the other one is just mainly screenshots. This is like, this document really goes into detail on what happened. I really feel bad for this guy because he was groomed for 7 years. But as you're going to see in this doc, he kind of like enabled it a little bit. And he even admits that he enabled some of the behavior a little bit. But when I went through this, I was thinking to myself, oh my God, how much CP does this person have on their hard drive and in their phone?
Oh boy, I can't wait to read it. Here we go. It started with conversations about music. I was 15 at the time and definitely interacting on Twitter more than I do now. I complimented a recently posted song cover I enjoyed by a voice actor of a character I adored from a YouTube series, which spiraled into several follow-up conversations about singing. And so, Kiba Walker.
You can skip this, the next part, and go into when you're ready to move on to the. I think that's it. Yeah, to the second part of it. There's like a little thing about I didn't actually realize until properly reviewing these screenshots about the adult stuff. That's where it really starts in terms of the dirty conversations.
Unfortunately, those are very tiny. So I'm going to try and... That's nice. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You got to love it when they mount them in here and don't think about how to...
Make them bigger.
Yeah.
Well, you can... It helps if you, like, collapse the other side, too. There we go.
Nope.
No, it didn't help? Oh.
No, it doesn't make
them
images
way
bigger.
too small. God damn.
It just makes the...
I had it at like 125 on my stream, and I think people were able to see it okay, but if they weren't, sorry.
At some point, I started complaining about the way my school was handling my musical education. In particular, a teacher who used to complain about working with me despite her vocal training being the sole reason for that placement. They offered They offered to teach me for free, and I jumped at the opportunity to spend one-on-one time with a voice actor I looked up to. So this is Kiba Walker saying, she's not teaching you anything. I kind of want to take you under my wing.
That's how it usually starts, isn't it?
But why word it? That's such a weird, I kinda. What is, what? I kinda wish she'd be a bit more mature about it. I caught word from my friend she was complaining about working with me. Kiba Walker replies with, yeah, no, forget her. I'll teach you if you want over Skype or whatever. I usually charge, but I'll do it for free.
That's usually a bad sign. And also, remember, this kid is 15 at the time.
So they're in messages here, and he says, Kiba Walker says to Blade, I'll do the lessons for free for you. And Blade replies with, has anyone ever told you that you might be too nice for your own good? And Kiba replies with, something like that, because he's pretending to be an anime character. True, but anyway, do you want the lessons or not? And Blade says, if you're offering, then I guess the answer is yes. Since you said you do this often, I can't really refuse. You don't do this often. You do this often, whatever. It's creepy. So, of course, Kiba replies with this. He says, you could refuse if you don't want to pay, but I'm not. Yeah, if you don't want to not pay, I'm offering. Yes. Gosh, what is this?
It's called bad grammar.
Why do I get so, it's because of kids. I'm angry, and I'm starting to sweat because I'm angry. It's just, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great time. I didn't actually realize until properly reviewing these screenshots, but even as early as this, they were still bringing up adult topics with me in private. And so Blade says, salutations. Kiba Walker replies with, what's up? What are you up to now? Blade replies with, loading twatter on my laptop so I have dynamic DMs. I got to keep refreshing to see replies otherwise. Here we go. That's weird. This is really old Twitter, I guess. And yeah. Kiba Walker replies with, ha 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 ha, too busy on that Rule 34. Tisk tisk. If you don't know, Rule 34 is a website and also an internet trope about if it exists, there will be porn of it. It's basically a pornography joke. So
I think you can. Oh, no, keep going on this one, actually, because of what he says, what Kiba says to Blade in response.
So Blade says, Windows phones be stupid. Burn the Rule 34. Burn all the link Rule 34. And Kiba says, no, where will I get my porn? XD, the downward DX, sad face. And this kid's 15.
He doesn't know any better.
The blue text is 15 years old, just so you know. The blue bubble, that's a 15-year-old, okay? The other side of that, that's an adult.
Yeah, he's like in his 20s at the time.
Okay, just so you know at this moment. And so again, the kid replies with, Blade says to Kiba, but people cosplaying as him, I don't know how Blade knows what we're talking about, but anyway. Kiba replies with, but, and then it gets cut off.
Yeah.
And so from here it says, and for those who will inevitably attempt to claim, quote, they may not have known how old you were, I made it pretty clear during some of our public interactions. Kiba Walker says, lol, when you've been doing this for almost 2 decades, you keep repertoire handy. Blade replies with, almost 2 decades, I only started piano and guitar on and off for 4 years. Makes sense that I don't have much. Kiba Walker says, yeah, no, I've been singing for 16 years and playing various instruments for collective 7, maybe. And so Blade replies with, you've been singing longer than I've been alive. Kiba replies with, XD, I guess that's what happens when you're in your 20s. Okay?
So he knows that this is a minor that he is talking to.
Not only that, Kiba has made it known that he is an adult to this minor. Okay? They have now done that handshake, that subconscious handshake here, okay? All right? Just so you know. Blade replies with, God damn it, you adults and your adulting stuff. Kiba replies with, LMAO. Blade replies with age comes experience, I guess. My voice hasn't even properly broken yet. I don't know if I'm going to make it through this.
You want me to read the next part?
Is where do we go on directly, or is there another section?
The bulk is where it really is. But okay. I think, yeah, I'll read this part. So the first singing lesson comes around and everything plays out normally. They sent me it's fucking typo. They sent me a song to learn as homework and agreed to Skype call again every Friday for another one. We talked in between, but when the time came, they would always be too busy or have last minute plans that caused them to cancel, which is something that we've seen from other aspiring voice actors that were working with them. Was that they requested like demo reels, to help them with their demo reels, and he took like up to a year to do one of them. So yeah, this shouldn't surprise anyone, especially if you're a voice actor. Let's see. So here we go. But when the time came around, they would always be too busy or have last minute plans that caused them to cancel. So we settled on keeping it as a casual friendship to avoid the inconvenience of lesson scheduling. My memory of that time is very foggy at this point due to how long it has been. But I believe this is when the proper flirting started. Basic stuff like calling me cute or hot mid-conversation to more on-the-nose stuff like mentioning when they were horny or that I was their type. And at some point, I gave into the flirtations and requests to trade nudes. So again, he gave into the request after being pressured by this guy to trade nudes with him. So that's why I'm like, yes, there's got to be a ton of not just this victim, but there's got to be other victims. I know of there are at least, including Corey, there's at least 4. 2 of them have not come out and said anything yet. So we have to wait.
Come on. Come on, baby. I just want out.
This is just the beginning, though, because this is someone, okay. At some point, I gave into the flirtations and requests to trade nudes because this was someone I looked up to, and I was terrified that they would lose interest in our friendship if I didn't reciprocate. This was a stupid mistake on my part, and one that I will always look back on with regret because I was essentially facilitating a crime. And opening that can of worms was the start of something that continues to influence how I interact with people. And the flirtation got more frequent. This is where it gets really gross, so be ready. The flirtation got more frequent. They started sharing porn that they liked, and they made a game out of trying to arouse me while I was at school. And then here we go. Do you want to say something, Cider, about this? This is just...
I want to let the chat catch up here a bit, because they're along for the ride too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Henry Thorne, I think you want to probably keep the volume low. Just in case, you probably want to keep the volume low. We have Leslie Tarkin saying, this is a huge reason why parents need to teach their children internet safety. It's a jungle full of predators. Honestly, I think that, you had a family room. Remember that? Remember family room? Didn't have the TV in it. I think you need an internet room where this is the sanctioned space where children use the internet and internet things like on the gaming, blah, blah, blah. It's the internet room and mom and dad or grandma, whoever the supervisor is, has to be in that room with them. There's just no other way around it. I tried to explain this. See, Mike Miller didn't do anything wrong. He was just trying to be a fun dad. And so he let his 2 sons, one was a teenager, one was around 12 years old, 12, 13. And they were just hanging out on his account, talking to the people in his chat. Now, Mike S. Miller, the artist, courts a very Christian group of followers. He makes sure that people in his chat are down with the message, and he debates people who aren't. So there's not really a lot of people who aren't down with the message hanging around Mike S. Miller. However, he was not present on screen during this stream. Only his 2 boys were. And there were several people that had shown up there, and I've never seen them before. And what stood out to me is they started asking those boys unprompted about Power Rangers. And see, I'm a Power Rangers fan, and in no way am I going to talk to those boys. I was there because I was wondering why Mike wasn't there with them. And so I'm watching the stream go by, and they're highlighting comments, telling these people about their favorite Power Rangers. And now all this takes is these kids being in a Fortnite match and finding these guys, okay? Right? That's all it takes. And now they have a conversation to start with these kids, and these kids tell them all about their favorite Power Rangers. And guess what? This Predator in a Fortnite voice call with them, as teams are on a voice call together, suddenly starts talking to these kids about their favorite Power Rangers and making friends with them. And so I told Mike, I said, you didn't do anything wrong, man, but don't let that ever happen again. You need to be there because those predators will study what your kids like. They will watch what they're doing on Fortnite and try to get up with them in order to score. Okay? That's how predators operate. They look for any in. You have to be there with those kids. And again, Mike didn't do anything wrong. He was just trying to be the cool dad. But you have to be in the room with them. You have to be. Until they're 18 years old, or hell, when they're out of your house, really. That's when you're kind of out of control with them. But you really have to be with them these days, because I have to stress that AI allows people to mimic voices now. I use that for our entertainment here. I put on my cutesy little anime girl voices to make our dumb little commercials every now and then. But somebody can just do that in VR chat and lure your kid somewhere, and you don't have a kid anymore.
It's very, very scary. And as you mentioned, like we're seeing this here. It was with music in this case. Yeah. And then there's this too. Occasionally I would still play along with the horny DMs and jerk off bid requests because I was still very much scared of losing my friend. I'm telling you, this dude has a ton of CP in his phone and in his hard drive. Let's see. It got to a point where I was made so uncomfortable by every conversation that I would ignore them entirely and claim to have technical problems. What this led to was several attempts to contact me through various social media services, asking if they had done something wrong.
Of course, they're checking their, making sure they're not going to go tell somebody,
Yeah. And then here's what it says here. Do you, Kiba starts this conversation off. Do you not talk to me anymore for a reason? And as Corey says here, it's he just says, my phone is broken, dude. It's an excuse. But he said, you have Twitter and a computer. Whatever, I'm used to all this. All my friends always have some excuse not to talk to me. I wonder why. And I'm sorry that happened with your phone. But yeah, I'm just so over it at this point. Over what? I don't check Twitter on my laptop unless I absolutely have to. If you use my laptop, you know why. It was probably a POS laptop. And after this yeah, go.
Well, hold on. It may not have been. He could just have been avoiding this guy. Really, it's fine. The thing is that this is how the abuser operates.
Yeah.
They've now got to put the escapee on the defense to make them explain, like, what are you doing? Why are you not talking to me? We must maintain contact all the time. I have to keep you under my control.
It's very the guilt tripping and all that too. And when you're 15, you don't know any better.
That's right. That's right.
And
so
here we go.
It reads, after this particular message, I felt so guilty after hurting a friend that I started responding to them again. This is Kiba. This is Blade talking about replying to Kiba now after feeling pressured.
Yeah.
Leading to the same kind of situations happening over and over. I assume my outward attitude towards them must have changed during this time, and I was asked the question of whether or not I still liked them. And so Blade says, I'm just going to internally scream while drinking Mountain Dew and coughing my guts out in a Skype call.
Dude, this generation is so stupid, I swear.
And so Kiba replies with, no, don't do that. Speaking of which, are we still cool and such? I feel like you've started hating me now because of the whole sexting shit. This kid's 15. Okay, so this guy's aware of what he's talking to this teenager about. He's fully aware of what he's talking to this teenager about. There's no, it was vague. There's none of that. There's none of this Dr. Disrespect stuff where it kind of went places it shouldn't have. This guy's literally admitting right here saying sexting shit.
Yeah, that's why, again, gotta imagine how much CP is on this guy's phone and in his hard drive. And also, keep in mind, this happened from like 2017 to I think he said like 2021 or something like that. Well, guess what? It's within the statute of limitations. So Corey wants to, which he should, frankly, is file a police report against him.
Yeah, the victim seems to think this is his fault. It's never the victim's fault. Well, this is how this guy is working it right now. And so after all of this, they move on to say, Blade replies to the sexting thing with, I'm being honest, we're fine, but the sexting makes me slightly uncomfortable. I love talking to you. You're a fun person, and I don't get why people don't like you. I just backed off because I felt like I was giving off the wrong impression. And so Kiba replies with, okay, you've just said that. I thought you liked it too. And well, I'm sorry. I guess I can stop and apologize profusely. Blade replies with, you shouldn't feel the need to apologize. I would never wish to hurt you in any way, but I realized that by backing off, I was making it worse. I'm the sorry one. This is a 15-year-old kid apologizing to a 20-something-year-old for not liking the sexting bait going on. Okay? That's what's happening right here, okay? Kiba replies with, no, it's fine. It's whatever. Just pretend it never happened. Don't tell your parents. And I got to go to sleep, all right? I'll talk to you later. Don't tell your parents. And, Blade replies with, good night. I hope we can talk more again somehow. I don't have much by the means of messaging. I don't know what that means. So.
Oh, he's trying to like say, yeah, there's no way you could contact me. And this dumbass, Kiba is not taking the hint.
Right. And man, this is pretty annoying. This is pretty annoying. So Blade goes on and he says this. He says, I definitely could have been more assertive about my response, but once again, I didn't want them to start pulling away from me. I was a 15-year-old with a chance to frequently interact with someone I thought was the coolest person in the world. How many times do we hear this?
We hear it a lot.
How many times?
And I've seen a lot of voice actors come out and say, like, in the aftermath of all this, they're like, this is why we try to not interact with minors. We don't want to be caught up in anything stupid.
Exactly, Hibiki Gamer Vlogs. Why is a minor apologizing to a 20-something years old? This world is crazy. Exactly. This is completely backwards. Yes, it absolutely is. But this is how a manipulator works. This is how these predators operate. They make sure that their victim feels so guilty that they will not speak about this to anybody. And so, and it would have killed me to know that they were actively choosing to talk to me less. So, wow, how about that? And after that conversation, the details get a little blurry for me. I remember that at some point I switched to Discord for messaging purposes and decided to stop talking to them for a short period until I got another ping asking why I wasn't responding. That has got to be so, like, creepy.
Also, Discord is a breeding ground for groomers. There's a lot of it happening there.
Don't you remember the Catboy Discord? Nick Fuentes and his Catboy Discord?
Yep, I'm telling you, like, Discord, I would probably say is worse. That is probably the worst out of all the social media sites for grooming. Even worse than, when I say it's worse than Reddit, maybe. It's up there with Reddit.
So here we have it. I had turned 16 at this point, and I was in a different frame of mind after an amount of time without them. So I thought there wouldn't be any harm in letting them back in, and tried to be honest about my reason for distancing. So Kiba Walker is, of course, Alex here, playing a VTuber now. Gosh, the VTubers are just stacking them up lately. Gosh, you got Cinder and now this. So Kiba says, yo, so this is where I need to get a hold of you now? Blade replies with, if you want a response that isn't days late, probably. Kiba says, I mean, I just want my friend back. Blade says, as I said, I'm more likely to respond here. Kiba says, I just figured you'd try to talk to me more. Blade says, my memory is stupid. I generally forget to check. Then I forget to respond. Blade says, and I've cut back on talking to a lot of people, blank and blank. Don't hear much from me anymore. I guess I just distanced myself. Kiba says, I guess I'm just upset because I thought we'd at least talk more since, we've done shit together.
Dude, I again, all these are allegations, but it's like, dude, you are making it really hard to not prove that you are a groomer and a pedo. Just saying.
I'm really glad that Corey is more put together than me, because I would have stuck like that please take a seat meme right about here. I would have, he's more put together than I am because I couldn't have resisted. I definitely would have put the please take a seat over there meme. But anyway, says, my brain doesn't make exceptions. I literally shut everyone out for a while. Kiba says, good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Blade says, suffering is a good alternative to feeling well, I guess. Kiba says, pessimist. Blade says, as advertised. Kiba says, I'm going to do something to you if you don't stop being all angsty.
This is a 16-year-old he is talking to.
Blade says, but angst and edge are my life. Kiba says, I will literally S your D into oblivion if you don't stop. Blade says, how does that work? Kiba says, I do it so well that you'll feel like your soul left your body. This is a 20-something man speaking to a 16-year-old male. Okay? This kid doesn't even have his damn driver's license yet. And a voice actor is saying he's going to S his D into oblivion.
Then it gets even worse.
It gets worse?
Yeah. It
Oh
does
God, it does. I didn't read the next one yet.
Worse.
Okay, all right. Blade says, that sounds fun and terrifying. Man, gosh. Like, a straight man doesn't talk like this when a woman offers a blowjob. You know that? Pro tip, gay guys, cool it. Okay? just cool it, all right? Straight men don't talk like this to straight women about blowjobs. Not at all. Not even for a second. Very aggressive blowjob. No man has ever uttered that. No straight man, let's put it that way. Good golly. I'm so angry. I think I need to turn my air conditioner on.
Do you want me to read the next part so you could...
You probably ought to. I might punch my monitor.
I mean, it would be for sure. And I can't help but think about you teasing me all the time. It gets me very excited and I want to tease you so badly. But unfortunately, you're sick and passing out. So I can't make you feel better or turn you on. Oh, well. Dude, this is a 16-year-old this man is saying this to. Let's see. I'm just going to sleep now. My head hurts. That's what Blade said. Then let's continue here with what Kiva says. Why does your head hurt and why change the subject so quickly? Well, my head hurts because of the cold. I sneezed so much today and I gave myself a headache and I'm not trying to change the subject. I just want to sleep and I thought I'd tell you rather than sleeping and you thinking I'm ignoring you. Okay. Oh God, be ready for this. Okay, LMAO. Get some rest. Dream of me aggressively blowing you. Yeah.
It's over for that guy. It's over.
Yeah. The fact that he admitted basically to sexting and then this, it's like, yeah, you are kind of screwed.
Yeah, and that's that. Even Saul wouldn't take this case. All right,
let's continue this. That image will be stuck in my mind. Well, duh, that's the point. I can send you new things in here, and I still have yet to see you actually finish. How many videos does he have? How? And not just for this victim. I don't think, if I remember correctly, the other person that has come out, the messages he posted didn't have anything like this, but there's got to be more than these two that have dealt with this.
He's probably aggressively deleting his Discord DMs right now.
I doubt it. Well, it's actually too late to delete it because Corey posted them here. So
the other ones.
Oh yeah, I don't know. We don't know how sick he is, but anyways. Very true. So I hope sometime I could stop watching the old stuff and see some new things. He is watching these videos of a 15-year-old.
He kept a spank bank
of
a 15-year-old boy.
Yep. All right, let's get to this. This is in August. So this the conversation we just read was in February. This is in August of 2018.
It's about 4 months later.
Yes. Hey, Blade will be, huh? It's been a while. I guess so. I mean, I missed you, dude. Why'd you stop talking to me? I want an answer, hopefully, so I don't continue blaming myself for like ruining our friendship. Wonderful. So, what happened to us? And this is what Blade says here. Being entirely honest, I just freaked out because of my social anxiety and the whole sexual thing. It was fucking with my head, so I decided to try and distance myself. Yeah, Kiva, shut the fuck up here. Hold on. Let me read the last part of this combo, and then you can say what you want to say here. You definitely could have told me that, and we would have stopped, which is a little... Which, I will say this, like, this is why I said earlier that I kind of feel like Corey enabled him a little bit. He should have just blocked him, and this would have stopped. But then you have the risk of him leaking bids, which is not good. I apologize wholeheartedly about that. And I apologize for, see, even admits it. I apologize for leading you on so much. I just don't know how to react and handle things like that. Because he's 16 at this point. I get you. Do you or did you not even like me that way? Like, oh, God. All right. There's this. I can't stress enough how sorry I am that I cut off contact. I enjoyed talking to you. I hope you'll forget, and this is what Kiva says, I hope you'll forgive me, even though I still feel very attracted to you and such. I hope that you can ignore that in me and like at least be my friend. I hope that like me doing that stuff with you was at least flattering. As long as the way you talk goes nothing further than suggestive, I'd love to be keep being your friend. Well, that's who I am. That's who he is, huh?
Yeah, because for all of my male friends, we're just constantly sending each other JO videos like every day, just rings and rings and rings of it. Just the whole there's a whole what is that? What's the one that all the gay glowies use? Telegram, right? Telegram.
You mean Grinder?
Yeah, whatever that one. They're all on there sending each other JO videos all the time. It's what guys do, as you know, friends, JO videos, right, guys? Am I right? We're all just sending each other JO videos all the time. No. We're not doing that. That's not how it works at all.
Let's see. And it was very flattering. Let me continue this. And it was very flattering, which also freaked me out because I have a thing about not liking compliments. So this is another thing with these pedos. They go after people who are emotionally vulnerable like this and that have low self-esteem. Right, kitty? I'll try. I'm sorry. No more sexual stuff with you then. I apologize. There's no need to apologize. See, this is where I'm like, Corey, you enabled him. Be as sexual as you want. Just don't get too riled up if I flirt back. It's my natural response.
It isn't. It is not. It is a nervous response, son. It's a nervous response. Yeah. That's what that is. You said you like this person, and that's a nervous response to potentially losing contact with them. That's not your natural response, son.
I gotcha. So never going to happen between us ever again, just so I'm clear. Because I'm going to be sexual, but I don't want you to hate me, LOL.
Okay. Okay. On what planet would this be acceptable between a man and a woman, let alone a man and a teenager? Okay. On what planet does a man say, does a woman say to a man, I don't like being sexual, but it's okay to talk. And he says, well, I'm just going to keep being sexual at you. Just don't take it the wrong way. Okay, sweet cheeks. What the fuck?
I know.
What the fuck?
It probably it's probably not going to happen again. I miss being your friend. And if it goes that way again, history might repeat itself, and that would crush me. Okay, and this is what Kiva says in response. Okay, but if it does happen again, you shouldn't be afraid of it, or let history repeat itself. Not saying it will happen again, but just know that I'm always your friend. Yeah. And also, if I don't respond to you, and this is what Corey says this. Also, if I don't respond to you at any point, I'm probably just busy or not on a device that could use Discord. I don't plan on ignoring you. Shouldn't have said that shit. And then Kiva says, I appreciate that. And as you can see, I did not learn my lesson the first time and still allowed them back into my life, sexual advances and all.
Okay. Jacob's here, so we got to take a minute. We got to take a break. We got to take a break and bring Jacob up to speed.
Yeah, we're going to take a permanent break because we're done with this conversation. I've been waiting here for the last hour and a half to talk about the most important piece of news in the entire world right now. So we're going to have to pause this entire show. I'm putting the whole show on pause. Time out. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put this up right now. We're going to talk about the biggest story that is going on right now. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, let me ask you guys a question. Are we fucking back? Are we fucking back? Is Battlefield back, ladies and gentlemen? I'm gonna go ahead and play this thing. It is just magnificent.
Probably want to mute it.
God, that looks beautiful.
It's Limp Bizkit. The song is Limp Bizkit. It's Limp Bizkit break shit.
So if you you're just tuning in or perhaps coming back after getting a sandwich, we're done with that. We're talking about Battlefield now. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Battlefield is back apparently, and it's battlefielding harder than it's ever battlefielded before. Apparently, sticky stuff that blows up is back and blowing shit up.
We got tanks back, people. Jihad Jeeps is back.
I hope that they're still keeping the. Oh, is that a drone? Oh,
it's a drone with C4 on it, baby.
Yeah.
If you don't know what a Jihad Jeep is, I don't want you playing this game. Period.
We're friends.
I hope that they're keeping the F-18s in Battlefield, because that was one of the things that set Battlefield apart from Call of Duty, was having like the F-18s.
Look at this.
And
look, we got tactical sledgehammers, people.
Tactical sledgehammer out. Coming through the ceiling. Yep, that's good stuff. They got that. Is that Ready or Not? Is that where they got the sledgehammer from? Was it Ready or Not?
Oh, this looks so good. DICE is back. They are so back.
And this is an all-new team. This is not the Battlefield 2042 team or the Battlefield 5 team. This is a whole new team.
Here's your jets, nerdigans.
Yeah, there they are. Yes.
Firestorm, baby.
I hope they have B-2 stealth bombers up in there. That would be awesome.
It's a lot of hardware to throw. Especially with everything flying around. I don't even know how that would be useful. Do you know how fast those things go? I don't know if that you'd be out of the map range by the time you got up to speed.
Oh God. I don't remember which Battlefield it was, but I think there was even an F-22 in one of the Battlefield games. I can't remember which one.
We had the F-36 in the last one. That's where the mid-air shift up happened.
And remember, people, no pre-orders. No pre-orders. No.
None. You buy
Zero.
You buy it when it comes out. They learn a lesson.
Yeah.
You love them, but they learn a lesson. And speaking of learning a lesson, we do have some super chats here that I want to catch up on. We have collective post-wall Karens for $2 big American dollars right here. We have them saying, I hope we can win against these age verify laws. Now, the conversation we were just having makes this a bit difficult to bounce off of. So I just want to say that age verification is important for young people, but age verification is best policed by parents.
Yeah.
A machine has been easily fooled by the Death Stranding photo mode. Hell, they've been making fake. There's a whole app that was AI generated that will produce fake driver's licenses of UK Parliament members, including Keir Starmer, for you to use to access websites that you're not old enough to access. It'll do that. It's cropped up overnight because it was never about the kids, okay? Because if it was about the kids, they would have said parents will go to turbo jail if their kids are caught doing this stuff. And guess who's going to be spending more time with Junior and Sally at the risk of going to turbo jail? Huh? How about that?
But also remember what that Labor MP said, that it was about monitoring adults. He straight up admitted it.
Yeah, we have to make sure that people aren't saying things that we don't like because God forbid.
Oh, something that was censored is that I want to say like a few days ago, there was transcripts from in the UK for the grooming gangs in court. And, well, UK users can't even look at them.
Right. Nope. Again, to protect the children, we can't make children alert of people who are predating on them. Yeah, can't do that. For the kids. From I want to get this right. Simaan Nadir 123 with some Canadian fun bucks saying Saudi Australia wishes to be that censors. And they're absolutely right. Australia is cranking up their censorship. They are trying to make sure that children under the age of 16 can't have YouTube accounts. Now, I don't have a problem with that, okay? I don't, but you know as well as I do that it starts there, and pretty soon 18-year-old. Well, guess what? People with bad politics can't have it because that's a danger to other users now, just like it was for kids. Ta-da! Once their
And something
foot's in
that-
the door, it keeps pushing.
And something that I did see is that on YouTube they're going after protest content again, which is crazy because this happened back in 2020 as well. A couple of my friends who are live streamers, protest live streamers, they had their videos taken down on YouTube, and the person, Ford Fisher is his name. He like went in on YouTube to get his videos back up, and eventually they got back up. So I'm just saying, like, if you start seeing protest content getting taken down, that's probably kind of related to it. The UK law is.
It's definitely related to it. There's no way around it. It's 100% related to it. So we do have Alpha Omega here saying it's a boomer shooter, Jacob. You sure about that?
Well, guess what? Because we got more clips. I
It's
brought
time
all
for
the
more
clips.
Battlefield, baby.
I brought all the clips tonight because, damn it, we are back 1,000%.
I hit the wrong button. I'm just trying to clear my
At the
lens.
core of any great first-person shooter is the connection players have with its world. We know the things our players
Was-
love about
was-
Battlefield
wait a
and
minute,
are
was-
elevating
wait a
them
minute,
to
was
an
that the
even
guy
higher
from,
quality than ever before.
Step Brothers?
No.
We know the things our
Okay.
players
Looked
love
like the
about
guy,
Battlefield and are elevating
John C.
them to
Riley.
an even
Looked like
higher
John C.
quality
Riley.
than
You sure
ever
that wasn't
before.
John C. Riley?
Definitely not John C. Riley.
Our class system is back, with new innovations to give players even more choice. Intense tactical combat, from the gunplay to the way you move across the battlefield, rebuilt from the ground
Jacob,
up.
right now,
Vehicles that feel
is
weighty, powerful,
maximum.
and can change
Okay,
the
this
tide
is
of war.
Jacob at his
Yeah.
maximum.
Destruction.
Hey, it's Bill Burr.
Battlefield does unlike anyone else.
This is 2010 all over again. I'm all here for it.
Yeah, man.
Engineer,
Back to being
support,
20 years
and
old.
recon.
Let's go.
An iconic formula for
Can't drink yet. Can fight a war though, baby.
signature weapon set, as well as class
Literally, the developer just said, hey, guys, everyone loved Battlefield 3. Let's just do Battlefield 3, but with better graphics.
Open a way for the rest
Is that Kevin Feige?
He wishes.
Yes, he does right now. He wishes. Yes, after Thunderbolts and Captain America, yes, he wishes he was working on Battlefield.
Cornered by the enemy.
And Fast Assassin's 4, we'll
An
talk about that
adrenaline shot
later.
may be the difference between life
Oh no,
and
that
death.
seems to be doing okay.
Assaults and enhanced mobility, combined with the option to throw on an extra primary weapon, makes
Oh,
you
an
a
extra
formidable
primary
force
weapon.
that can
Holy
push
jeez.
behind enemy lines.
Multiple ways to kill multiple
You
men.
need a deterrent for tanks,
John C.
helicopters,
Reilly, I
fucking
swear.
jets. That's when you call in the engineer.
Wow. Game dev swearing again.
On
All
the
right, let's
satchel
go.
filled with rockets and mines, this class is all about being a menace to the vehicles hunting your allies. They're also the only class capable of repairing friendly vehicles, equipment, and weapon placements.
It's great. We just run a torch down the side of a tank and it works again. I love American engineering.
Throwing down supply crates, heals, and ammo.
Here we
to keep
go.
you in the fight.
Got your buddy.
Support can
Gotta
lay
stim
down
him.
deployable cover,
Gotta
intercept
stim your
enemy
buddy.
You can now drag players out of the line of fire to revive them or heal them.
Or into the line of fire for clips.
if you're just a dick.
If you're a Vanoss crew member.
Recon is our tactical mastermind who provides vital information to the squad and stalks the edges of the battlefield, usually with a sniper rifle in hand to pull off the perfect headshot.
Remember, no pre-order. Nobody pre-order.
No
Buy it when it
pre-order.
comes out. Not a
C4
moment
that can
before.
cripple tanks and level buildings,
There it is. You can definitely do your jihad
and a
jeeps.
laser designator
Mm-hmm.
that will guide your allies' missiles right to their target.
Woo, thermals. Nice. Those
For
thermals
Battlefield
are real
6,
good.
we've reapproached combat and rebuilt it from the ground up to create an experience the team calls the kinesthetic combat system. It's designed to
Kinesthetic?
give you a wider range of tactical
that
and
good for your
reflexive
Kegels?
options during the heat of battle.
That means you can destroy everything.
Yeah, it's the kickback. That's Vincent D'Onofrio. I knew I recognized that guy. What's he doing in Battlefield?
Balanced and work together to define this new system. With Dragon Revive, you can now cross no man's land to save a downed squad mate by pulling them to safety while reviving them.
Like I said, or pulling them into the line of
You can
fire
also
for
lean and
fun
peek around
clips.
corners. You can mount weapons on walls, crouch while sprinting.
You could be the worst team member or the best. The
agile
choice is
while
yours.
escaping enemy fire.
You can either be Vanoss or Nova.
All vehicles have been tuned to be
You-
more
you know,
responsive and intuitive than ever before.
Those two, you don't know which ones.
Tearing across the sky in a chopper, raining bullets down on your foes.
That's what we ought to be doing, Jacob. Screw talking about all this depressing stuff. We just be playing video games all the time, pranking each other.
By expanding the number of spots available for vehicles. And while it's easier to navigate with simplified control options,
There it is. We put Nerd. She could be Jet Girl. You remember Tank Girl? She could be Jet Girl. We'll put her in the jet. How about that? You want to be air-to-air Nerdigans?
No.
Oh,
We
no.
know you love
Okay,
destruction.
apparently not.
And for Battlefield 6, we wanted to put
Don't
destruction even
you
further,
just hate when your
both in terms
Apache
of
blows up?
spectacle and as a gameplay mechanic.
Is it just me, or maybe the explosions need to be bigger?
No, this is Unreal 5. Believe it or not, this is Unreal 5 with the motion control camera included. You can put a person into a complete video game environment and move the camera around as though the camera is inside that environment. It is unworldly. We'll look at it in a minute. I got a clip of it.
Or blow it all up. Climb over the rubble, problem solved.
I like that John C. Reilly is in this.
All these things come together.
Oh yeah, Battlefield Apocalypse.
Must play first-person shooter experience.
X.
You cannot get anywhere else.
Did you get that little Terminator doo-doo in there?
Yeah. So that way, like, the robots is gonna show up and do the thing now. I don't mind that. Stupid robots. Stupid robots. So, is the bearded guy one of the Duck Hunters dudes? No, I think that's John C. Reilly. Yeah, that's John C. Reilly. But I wanted to show you this. This is how they made that commercial. This technology has been around for about, I'm gonna say about a year now, but it's finally like been optimized down enough to run on like your regular computer. You don't need one of those badass cinema making computers.
I've currently connected my phone to Unreal Engine, which means I can visualize my 3D scene.
Just so you know, this is the opposite of the volume, okay? This is the 100% opposite of Disney's volume system.
In real time. As you can see, I've got millions of characters and polygons and stones and rocks and floors, trees in the background that I can control.
He's moving that camera inside of the Unreal 5
camera in the scene, which allows me to play back my animation and then record any camera motion that I want. For instance, here in this fight scene, for the samurai, as you can see, I'm going around them. I can take anything that I like, any sort of shot. And that is what makes this beautiful, because you can get real cinematography inside Unreal Engine. So now I can go and look at any angle that I want. I can change my camera lens from a 16 mil to 24 to 35 to even 50. The amount of creative freedom I get inside Unreal Engine is insane. And that's why it's such a powerful 3D software. So I can go ahead and scrub through my animation down here and be able to actually practice my shots. So I pause the animation. To have your camera animation that we've done just now recorded, you can go ahead and change your scene after the fact. So
okay, so not only can you do whatever you want in this environment, all the animations are playing out, you can move the camera wherever you like, you can change your lens depth and all this other shit. Get this.
Let's say I feel like I'm missing some light. I can go ahead and bring
just add some fucking lighting into the middle of it. Like the environment completely reacts to it.
I can go ahead and change things. And I think this is why Unreal Engine is really
you can make a Hollywood production movie in your house right now in a weekend.
I'll reduce the
in a weekend.
Just like that. And now I have made adjustments even after I have recorded my camera animation. This is just awesome.
Okay, I want to point out that when you see this guy go around, he's in his pajamas. You see that? He's in his pajamas. Mm-hmm. He's making all of this in his pajamas, okay? There's no need for rotoscopes anymore. Nope, no need for rotoscopes. Again, if you go ahead and polish that boot, remember Dragon Ball Z Budokai? And how it kind of looked like the anime, but it was like 3D-ified, so it was weird. They kind of looked like hot dogs every now and then. So you just polish that up a little harder to where it's like really convincing cell-shaded anime 2D look, but it's 3D, like what Sony was trying to do with that VR manga project they were working on. If you put that to work in this environment, anime's fixed. Anime's fixed, guys. You don't even need AI. You just need a guy in his underwear. He doesn't even have to wear pants. He can get that done in his underwear.
All you need is a little bit of Bitcoin. You're ready to go, baby.
Yeah, the animation, again, you can do this also. This system right here with that system, that does body tracking now. You don't need the body motion cap suit anymore. If you have a depth finding phone, which is basically any phone after 2016, it has a depth finding laser in it, you're good to go. You just point that sucker on you. You turn on the Unreal 5 motion tracking system, and you do whatever you need to do, and that'll strap that skeleton onto your character, and away he goes doing that. It's crazy. It's crazy. Unreal Engine still has a lot of issues for games. Oh, games, absolutely. Games, no. But if you want to make a movie, this is where it's at. We got more Battlefield, baby. That's right. More Battlefield.
Now this is more focused on the plot of the actual game. So you saw literally everything was blowing up. So here's why.
Yes, RP.
The year is 2027. The world is on edge.
That doesn't sound like predictive programming, right? This is what New York's really going to look like in a year and a half.
Did you guys talk to the World Economic Forum about this plot? Maybe the Rothschilds?
The CIA. I mean, let's be honest, they're all the same thing.
European countries
Really?
have left NATO, while the U.S. and its remaining allies grapple with the fallout.
What? Fallout of what?
Oh,
Aliens?
so apparently, no, a bunch of people left NATO.
Major European countries have left NATO.
Oh, okay, there we go.
The U.S. and its remaining allies grapple with the
I don't think that's how it'll go. I think it'd be the other way around. The U.S. leaves NATO, but
countries looking to fill
Battlefield games have plots?
chaos
Yeah, how
turn
about
to
that,
massive
right?
Private military corporation with deep pockets and the latest tech to reshape the global balance of power. This army,
Vincent D'Onofrio, very cool.
they represent a new breed of enemy, sophisticated and unafraid of consequences.
Project 2035, yeah.
NATO's tattered remnants are wounded and battered, but this hardened alliance is determined to stop Huck's armada.
So this is just like Revelation 6, the game.
Yeah. There's like a Nephilim DLC. That's what they replaced the tornado in the middle of the map with. It's just a Nephilim.
Turning gunfire in the streets of Cairo.
See, I thought they should have bring kaiju into this, like Godzilla and King Kong in the middle of it. That would have made more sense. But
Battlefield 6.
whatever. Yay!
Yeah.
Sakaramita says BF1 is still the GOAT BF game.
Yeah, I would say 3. I think 3.
So we do have a comment here. Whoops, I lost it. I unstarted. There we go. So way back ago, Habiki Gamer asked, Cider, why don't that's why I don't trust age verification, because they can steal your data and sell it to the highest bidders. And what do you know? That's one of the threats that they issue to people about this, is that, you know, we know what you're doing now. They want you to age verify to use Google. There's an excuse to age verify everything, even NVIDIA, right? Your graphics cards, you have an app to download updates that will continue to optimize that graphics card more and more. I'm just tired, guys. Sorry. The graphics card more and more. And apparently, if you're not over 18, you can't optimize your NVIDIA because that's pornographic. That's real. You cannot access your NVIDIA app unless you are over 18 years old.
They're going to do it to Twitter at some point, just in general.
Just at some point, haven't they already done that?
Every time that takes a picture of you, that's got a geocache in it, kids. Just so you know, that pic's got a geocache in it, and that tells them where you are in the world, what time of day it is.
Everyone's ID verification photo should just be them cosplaying as the Joker, and every single photo gets more menacing and psychotic than the last one.
Well, I was joking with Spencer that I think it was Spencer. I was joking with him that all of the ID verification is just people taking pictures of Trump on television while he's in the UK. And that's how they're getting through it. Is he's got all this UK stuff in the background, and so all the people that have logged into 100 million websites in the last hour are all Donald Trump, and the security agencies are going crazy with, how is he doing it? How did he get into 130 million websites in the last hour? Yep. Sorry, Spencer. I talk about Trump with a lot of people and how crazy it's gotten. So. I'm not trying to say that I forgot about our conversation. Just had a hard
I have a lot of Trump-related conversations.
Yeah, I I have a lot of Trump and Trump accessories related conversations. Turd Ferguson says, to be fair, GeForce now isn't required, and supposedly it only requires a check for adult games. Again, define adult game. You know, they're looking to ban everything under the sun these days. So does
that mean the game that caused Goonergate a few months ago that's getting banned? Is this the
first Descendant? Yes.
Yeah, that one.
That is definitely going to get like super duper uber banned because it was like because they keep showing you voluptuous women who don't exist in real life. You know, that's what Collective Shout wants you to know is that boobs aren't real. And
boobs are definitely a myth.
Yeah, they're a myth. They're a myth. Just like the birds. But I'm just trying to find the next the Britain V. There it is. Sorry, the VPNs are up next. By the way, if you thought you could get around it, VPNs are now going to be banned in the UK. In order to get on YouTube now, you have to disable your VPN.
Why would anyone do such a thing? What are they afraid of?
Right. Why would they want to hide from the menacing eye of the government? Big Brother has your best interest at heart, you know?
Yeah, look, I've been saying this for quite a minute now. If there's one place I probably don't want to be in the foreseeable future, it's definitely the UK. So if you are listening to us from the UK, now would be the time to get out. Like, now would be the time to leave because it won't get better from here. I just want to make sure you guys understand that. Like, it's going to get worse.
Well, you know. Who knows what's going to happen on our 250th anniversary?
Land of courts and cameras.
Stabbed a flagpole through the middle of Parliament.
Behind its power, while truth wears thinner skin.
I claim this in the name of America.
You're all getting cheeseburgers, goddammit.
Rage on to free Britannia.
So there you go. Who wants to invade the UK next weekend? Probably won't take an afternoon. Might go faster if we cracked a couple of cold ones before rushing the beaches.
Great. I'm all in for it. We should just go around and reclaim stuff that's already ours just for the sake of America.
No. See, I think it would be really great if the 250th anniversary Trump's post from the White House is him holding up the Uno reverse card and we invade the UK.
And then just say it's for your own good. It's for your own good.
Stop resisting.
No, you have to say it's for the children.
Yeah, we're doing this for the kids.
No, stop resisting sounds a lot funnier.
Yeah. Stop resisting.
It's for the children.
As you're just clunking them in the head with a billy club. Stop resisting.
Reclaiming Guam. That's right. We're taking it back, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? You might pick up Japan in the Fallout too.
Like, this is something straight out of South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut, with the Moms Against Canada going to war with Canada over smutty content, or from Terrence and Phillip.
Well, we should just accidentally nuke Canada and be like, we're sorry. Oops.
Can we nuke the Collective Shout Karens instead?
No, I already said nuke Canada, Nerdigans. What more do you want?
That's Australia for Collective Shout terrorist Karens.
Collective post-wall Karen says, God, that would make me support Trump, right? If we just invaded England on the anniversary of the 250th year, breaking away from it. We were waiting this long, baby.
Like, this is the rematch, but you won! I know!
Yeah, exactly. Not enough, though. You didn't win enough.
I mean, the UK is going back to its colonizing roots by trying to colonize the internet.
Yeah, well, look at that. We have a reason.
Well, to be fair, Syria's kind of colonized England, so maybe it's a fair trade-off.
See?
It's Syria and Afghanistan and Lebanon.
Pakistan. But we have Turd Ferguson saying, if we're going to liberate the UK, I'll enlist right now. Well, again, I mean, we'll get those enlistment numbers way up, you know? You want to go screw up England and their stupid soccer? But I do want to bring up what Jacob has here. He has a bit of information about the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, so this is actually from an article from Variety. The headline is from Culture Crave. Pedro Pascal is not the lead in Avengers Doomsday, but has an integral role. This is a piece here from Variety, and I think I know why they threw this out here. Because internally, Disney is very, very concerned. Because if you guys haven't noticed, Fantastic Four has been out now for, 2 weeks? I think this is coming up on week number 3 that it's been out. It's only made $367 million worldwide, which is nowhere remotely close to ever getting its money back that they put into it. This was on a budget of well over $200 million when it was all said and done. And I think that it may have hit Hollywood, it may have hit Disney, that people are really sick and tired of Pedro Pascal. Like I said, we went about this about 3-4 weeks ago. He literally has 7 movies just in the last 18 months alone. And people have really grown sick and tired of watching his face. And now you have all this stuff about people who are now noticing his anxiety attacks with women on the red carpet. And the last thing they want is another Jonathan Majors, because the only reason why they're doing Doomsday is because of Jonathan Majors. So the idea here is that Hollywood is probably looking at this thing to themselves. Do we have a Pedro Pascal problem? Are people sick and tired of Pedro Pascal? Now, if you have this Avengers Doomsday movie, where it seems like they're spending $1 billion on this film at this point, and Pedro Pascal is supposed to be the integral figure of this movie, is that going to hurt Avengers Doomsday? Are people going to say, you know what, I'm going to skip Doomsday because I just don't want to see anymore? I'm really sick and tired of looking at this guy and his punchable face in 2025. And that's not a good thought process going into 2026 for a movie that spent almost 3 times as much as the movie that is currently losing money as we speak. Like I said, this is week 3 now of Fantastic Four. They still have not broke $400 million yet worldwide in 4 weeks. So I would assume that their break even has to be somewhere at least $600 million, and that's just assuming that they didn't move the numbers around with the marketing and the production. I know the marketing for this one was actually pretty big because it is supposed to lead up to that Doom appearance. In the same way that, Ant-Man 3 was supposed to lead up to the Kang Dynasty before they completely threw that away here. So no one's going to sit here and try to pretend like this film is doing great by Disney standards. It's like I said, it's at 360 something, 367 right now after 3 weeks. With the amount of money that Disney puts into their films, it's just become baseline that it needs to make $650-700 million just to break even. And if you're going to miss that one, now you're looking at a movie that's probably going to lose about $150 million before it even hits Disney Plus, which is not the sign. You're basically in the exact same situation you were in with the Kang Dynasty 3 years ago. You're in the same spot. So they're worried now that there's no buzz going into this next Avengers movie. And not only that, the guy who they put to be one of the faces of the new heroes for the next several years, Pedro Pascal, that people have slowly but surely turned on him. So now there's some uncomfortableness going on at Marvel Studios at this point. And you know what? Good, because you should have ended this 6 years ago and you didn't. So this is what you deserve.
Yeah, pretty much. We have Pedro the Predator here. I was trying to figure out how to do the Pedro, but it just doesn't work. Pedro and Predator mixed together. Yeah, it just sounds like some type of lisp. But I'm sorry.
They can just call him PPP.
No, we can't, because that's the Kino Casino guy, and we don't want to get those confused. There's 400 pounds difference on those guys. So, Sakuramita, I think I've seen your comments. I apologize. I'll go back and look, but the Hibiki Gamer Vlog says, the new Fantastic Four movie is horrible. I know it's bad because it's woke, and it's really terrible that we can't have good things because they keep gender swapping, race swapping characters. Well, sure, I don't think...
I was going to be completely honest with you real quick. I still haven't seen the movie yet. I've had little interest of even going back to watch it.
It's not my deal. Again, that's why I'm not out here trying to tell you that it's a bad movie or a good movie. Even in the video when I was talking about it today, it had its good points in the trailer, but it just doesn't. It's nothing I care about. It's just not. The only reason it exists is to get the Beyonder baby Ben Reed into existence, and that's it. That was the only thing to do was get that into the mix because he's the guy that ends Secret Wars. Spoilers, but anyway. Yeah, Timon says, unpopular opinion, Vanessa Kirby is not that pretty. I don't know. I haven't heard a lot of people say that they really enjoyed the way she looked as Sue Storm. I don't know.
I think
about
people
overall
liked
pretty, 'cause I
her.
just don't.
People liked her in the way that she looked in Mission Impossible. I'm not sure if this movie is going to reciprocate that in any way, shape, or form. So,
Again, different demeanor on her. So, sometimes an attitude doesn't look good on a lady, a different attitude. Certain attitudes look good, certain attitudes don't. It's sort of like how you wouldn't expect Christina Hendricks to be doing very well as who's Christina Hendricks again? Oh, the lady from Mad Men.
Yeah, she's the redhead with the massive jugs.
Yeah, well, again, she has a very domineering kind of attitude, very woman in charge attitude. So you wouldn't expect her to be playing like a cute little anime girl that keeps her voice down, That would be not a good attitude for her because that's not how she carries herself. Similarly, Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm is not, I don't know, Sue Storm is a supportive and also intelligent wife to Reed Richards. She's not like exclusively Mrs. Richards, but she's not trying to outbid him, I guess.
You also have to look at it from the perspective of there has been a lot of recent iterations of Sue Storm, and it's very hard to tell with Marvel these days which one are they actually going off of. Are they going after classic Sue Storm, or are they going off of like some version that was created in the last 10 years?
Christina Hendricks was in Firefly?
Yeah, that show that should have died and should have never seen the light of day.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna stand on that one.
That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. So I've had this chart up for a while and we haven't talked about it. So what you're looking at here is you're looking at Jurassic World Rebirth in purple, and that is all the way up here at $317 million domestic, I believe. And so back here is 316 with Superman, 316 million for Superman. And of course, Fantastic Four is behind them and underperforming both of them, but not by too much behind Jurassic World at 197 domestic. And so, honestly, I don't think it's performing too badly for 2025. But again, versus the production cost, it's not doing well.
I mean, like I said, versus the cost that went into that movie, it's definitely not good at all. And like I said, this is kind of the problem with Hollywood these days. It's like thanks to their own fault, they've basically made it so a movie has to make $700 million just to see a profit. Like that's been the baseline. And let's be honest, Hollywood, especially in the last 5 years, they're not making $700 million movies anymore. Meaning that they're not making films that anyone would want to spend that kind of money to see. But they're still putting out the same production budgets like they were doing back 10 years ago when they actually were making money. But now they're not making money and they're not cutting the budgets because, let's be honest, when it comes to MCU movies, they're already doing like half this movie in post anyway.
That's true. I mean, again, I think even the fire behind him, behind Pedro in the trailer was CGI. Of course, they're not going to put Pedro in front of an actual explosion, but I think that was CGI and not the volume. Could have been wrong. Could have been the volume, but again, it's the volume, and he's used to using it though. So I can't really, Anyway, I'm trying to get to the chart. So as you can see, I added Thunderbolts and Captain America Brave New, whatever. And as you can see, those movies dramatically underperform the current trajectory of Fantastic Four. Now, again, that could be because early in the year, people just weren't down for movies. I don't know what the excuse could be, but these are dramatically underperforming the 3 movies that have come out so far in the last month, okay? And so what I have to say to that is Fantastic Four is not doing that bad despite underperforming Superman and Jurassic World reboot. So that's just what I want to throw.
I'll say this, and I'm just going to be completely straight honest with you. 2025 is arguably the worst year for movies that I've experienced in quite some time. Like, I know 2 years ago was like a really, really bad year for films, but you still had at least a couple of good ones that broke through. I haven't seen those films so far this year. There's been a lot of garbage that's been shelved out in movie theaters this year, and I think that's reflecting on a lot of it. I mean, we can also just talk about this here real quick. I mean, even though Fantastic Four is really in the mud, let's look at Superman here for a second. Remember when James Gunn said that the movie didn't need to make $700 million to be considered a success? Well, the problem is that with everything that was going into that film, basically being the, like I said, plant the flag, this is officially the start of James Gunn's DC, like this is the benchmark here. And here we are, a few weeks in, and I think it's only been like a full month now. It's been a full month. It's only made $550 worldwide at the box office, which isn't great considering the fact that it was another movie, $225 million production budget, and had a whole bunch of marketing going in there too. So there's no way that film is profitable yet. And I think it's even I know when you adjust with inflation, it's going to be a much bigger gap, but it still hasn't even surpassed what Man of Steel did. I think it's still about 120 million behind where Man of Steel was when that one hit theaters as well. And that was the whole thing of Warner Brothers. We're rebooting everything. We're putting all in James Gunn's hands, and it's been mostly a lukewarm reception for the most part. Like, I know a lot of people saying that, oh no, the movie's good, and then I've heard people say that, I just don't like James Gunn's style of comedy, and this is not a Superman movie, this is a James Gunn movie with Superman in it. That's essentially what it is. So there's a lot of questions there, and let's be honest, Warner Brothers is in much worse financial straits than Disney is, so that's even worse off for them. And then you had that Jurassic World movie, another one that's been out nearly a month, not quite a month yet. That one has about $760 million worldwide, which is far below the last couple of Jurassic World movies. I know the last one with Chris Pratt barely did $1 billion, like just barely made that mark, but still that's about a good $250,000 below where that last one did as well. So you're getting diminishing returns there, and these are all of our summer blockbusters. Like, the summer's almost over, and all of the big blockbuster movies have already been put out, and this is the performance of all of them. And none of them have been spectacular, especially with the amount of money that's been put into it. Like, if we were talking about movies that only had a budget of like $100 million, then we can be riding in the green right now, but we're not.
No. And worst over, I just want to point out, the dinosaur movie has made almost $1 billion worldwide. Okay?
Yeah. Again.
That's, again, you have to ask yourself, at what point are we just going to concede that dinosaurs and Michael Bay's Transformers are just, instant wins? Okay?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see stupid giant robots blowing each other up. Everybody wants to see stupid dinosaurs eating stupid people.
Every 5 years, somebody wants to run into a movie theater and hear the T-Rex roar. Like, they can't just click a button on YouTube and hear it for themselves.
It's different. It's different with surround sound.
It's totally different, guys. You don't understand.
You don't understand. That's right. You don't understand. But that's what we're looking at with these guys and their silly Billy summer superhero slump that's happening here right before your very eyes.
Yeah.
It's the magic.
I mean, the fact that Fantastic Four hasn't surpassed Captain America 4 yet is kind of stunning, considering the fact, like I said, this is week 3, and they still haven't at least passed what Captain America, Brave New World, the movie nobody wanted, actually did. That's kind of stunning there.
Yeah, well, surprise, surprise, right? Surprise, surprise. But we did end up with some commentary about this phenomena, if you will, from good old John Roca. Who doesn't love hearing from John Roca? So innocently, Culture Base just comes out and says, July has ended, and these are the box office numbers for the 3 biggest films of the summer so far. Jurassic World with $731 million, Superman with $534 million, and Fantastic Four First Steps with $269 million. Somehow, All that, just that information sent John Roca into a tizzy, a very unhappy situation for him, as he says, some people don't want to hear this, but it might be a time to stop putting all the blame on studios or creatives for underperforming movies. It might be time to start looking at the intelligence of moviegoers. If a phenomenally stupid film like Jurassic World Rebirth can crush films like Superman and Fantastic Four at the box office, then something might be wrong with all of us, not the studios or the creators.
That was like a weird mix between like Randy Quaid and Bill Cosby, like right there. Yep. That was pretty good with Mr. Roca over here. Yeah, it's
the Jeremy Irons at the end.
This, oh my God, this is why. How do we let these people in? How do we let these people in? They come to the realization that they don't want to blame themselves. They can't blame themselves. They can't say, hey, maybe we're the problem here. They gotta be like, no, it's the fans' fault. They're the ones who are the problem here. Let's point the finger at them. Some idiot on social media, Elite Rockers, who, if he's not getting paid by the WWE, he is a bigger idiot than I even estimated him to be. But he's whining on social media. There was a few other people whining over the weekend that, oh my God, this women's match that went 30 minutes and the crowd wasn't even reacting. They were doing the wave because they were bored out of their mind, all 60,000 of them. And it's like, can we move this show to France and to London so that the marks can chant the way that we want them to? It's like, oh, so it's the fans' fault that you put them in a stadium full of 60,000 people and treated them to a 30-minute women's match that no one cared about. It must be their fault, right? The same thing with Mr. John Roca here. It's not that you're just giving people crap that they don't want to see. No, it's the fact that they're too stupid to accept the crap that you're shoving down their throats. It's their fault, not the studios. Right. You just keep doing exactly what you're doing. You just keep doubling and tripling down. These stupid idiots are going to fall in line one of these days.
And he pretty much said that. So he followed it up about 4 hours later and said, people were whining to me yesterday.
Oh my God.
No right to question the entertainment taste of people. Then the wrestler implicated in sex trafficking came back to the WWE and the audience popped. Tell me again why I shouldn't question people's tastes. Get the F out of here, homeowner? Is that what the H means, homeowner? I don't know what
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, it's a full sentence with this guy. Okay, cool.
All right, so I was literally just making a note about stupid wrestling fans, and it turns out within 5 seconds, John was actually one of those stupid wrestling fans I was talking about just a few minutes ago. A couple of things, conveniently, right? One, I love these people. It's like, oh my God, I put a bad take out on the internet. People are flaming me for it. I'm just a victim. Like, well, we don't know anyone who does that all the time, JDA. But inside of that, right? Outside of that, then, like I just mentioned last night, wrestling fans have been whining for 24 consecutive hours because Bork Laser, who I like to call Brock Lesnar, returned last night after 2 years of being away. And the reason why he was away is because he was somehow caught up in the whole Vince McMahon sex trafficking scandal, quote unquote. Now, for those of you guys who don't know that whole situation, let me kind of keep you up to speed here real quick. 2 years ago, a woman that Vince McMahon was having a relationship with for a couple of years filed a lawsuit against him. The lawsuit basically says that, Vince McMahon was sex trafficking him, but what was really happening is that it was basically another Diddy Cassie situation. Like, she was along for the ride, she was getting paid NDA money to keep her mouth shut, and then when the check stopped coming, that's when all of a sudden she had a problem with it. That's really what it comes down to. Brock Lesnar was quote-unquote implicated in this story because apparently Vince McMahon wanted Janelle to send some kind of dirty tape to Brock to keep him from leaving the company, not noticing that he had nowhere else to go. I mean, where else are you going to go outside of WWE, AEW? Yeah, whatever. So this is, I'm not even making this up. This is what was alleged. She sent a P-tape to Brock Lesnar via cell phone, and then Brock Lesnar replied, gross bitch, and never replied to her and saw her again.
Unsolicited P-tape, please. Mm-hmm. Unsolicited, okay?
Yeah. So
you know.
Brock Lesnar's crime that kept him out of action for 2 years is that someone sent him a piss tape that he reacted to and never spoke to that woman, never had a face-to-face interaction with her ever, and then never spoke to her again after he received that tape. That was several years ago. But because of that, WWE, he was quote unquote implicated in a sex trafficking case. They're trying to make it seem like he did something really, really terrible when that's literally the whole just of what he was alleged of. And he got cleared weeks ago, apparently. So they had absolutely nothing on him because he did absolutely nothing. But because these stupid marks are trying to use this case to bring down Vince McMahon because they don't want Vince McMahon to come back. Because if Vince McMahon comes back, guess what? Sami Zayn's not going to be WWE champion. CM Punk's not going to be on the show. Oh, boo-hoo. So let's keep
somebody's head's getting pooped on.
Yeah, so let's keep this bogus suit going. Let me be very, very clear here. If they dropped everything on Brock Lesnar because they had nothing, they're eventually going to drop everything on Vince McMahon because they have nothing. So when that does happen, expect an absolute shitstorm of crying pussies like John over here, 40-year-olds who basically act like toddlers, to have a complete and utter meltdown like the world has never seen when this happens, because 3 years ago, everyone could have told you, I fucking have told you so.
That's a woman for you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just thought that the thing might have some poignant words. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. My apologies.
Yep.
Tough crap.
That's all it is. So, I mean, these people are just pants on head retarded.
John Roca has decided that you're too stupid for movies. Just kind of the meltdown for this, okay?
And
just,
he's a wrestling fan talking about you're too stupid for movies. He watches people fake fight for 30 minutes. He watches women fake fight for 30 minutes and then marks out on his Instagram and in his Twitter post. But he thinks that you're too dumb for cinema.
And not only that, he wears a cowboy hat unironically.
Oh, great. Brokeback Cowboy. We haven't seen that before.
This is the guy that's telling you that you're too stupid for movies. Because you like the dinosaurs and you don't like the gobbledygook inside of the superhero movies, you know?
You don't like the movies with the broads. What are you, some kind of bigot? Oh!
Bigot.
Dude, what this is like, because I sent you the link to this site in the private chat.
That guy.
That this is kind of like the collective shout Karens or the Encos Karens in this case, saying that we know it's better for you. We do. Your rape games are crap and blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking at this article, and what it says in this blog post is this person's supposedly a gamer, and they are addressing the concerns that the community has. And what they said here, that this isn't about censorship. It's about protecting women and girls, not promoting by not promoting games based on their sexual torture. It is actually content like this that silences and suppresses women, making them feel unwelcome in the gaming community and afraid to speak up. And then they address like the extreme backlash, quote unquote backlash towards the collective shout Karens. But the other thing that they're doing is they're doing a false fallacy situation by saying that basically you're claiming that this is going to lead to more censorship of like violent games and LGBTQ content, and it's like, no, it's not. It's not going to do that. These people are. This Karen is.
Meanwhile, in the UK, a Channel 4 documentary about Bonnie Blue aired, and now the government's going to ban the kind of porn she makes. Just like that.
I mean, this is Big Brother shit.
UK Pornography Task Force to propose banning barely legal content after Channel 4 documentary airs. Program about performer Bonnie Blue condemned for glamorizing and normalizing extreme pornography. And they say this. They say the new British Pornography Task Force will propose legislation this autumn aiming at banning a type of barely legal content produced by 26-year-old porn star Bonnie Blue, The Guardian has learned. The proposed action by the Independent Pornography Task Force, launched last month by conservative peer Gabby Bertine. I believe that's how you say it. I doubt it's Burton. That seems a little weird, but it's British. Could be Burton. comes in response to the broadcast of the Channel 4 documentary 1000 Men and Me, the Bonnie Blue Story. It sounds so pleasant. Like she's digging wells in Africa, you know? It sounds so pleasant. The program followed the performer for 6 months and included her claim to have had relations with 1,057 clients over the course of 12 hours. Lady Bertine said she planned to lodge amendments to the crime and policing bill in autumn to make it illegal for online platforms to host any content that could encourage child sexual abuse, including pornography filmed by adults dressed as children. The Channel 4 documentary only showed preparations for the classroom scene rather than the footage itself. Well, gee, I wonder why. Clips showing Bonnie Blue having relations with more than 1,000 men were pixelated, but the program has still been widely criticized for promoting her brand and for failing to challenge adequately her assertion that her activity is harmless. Bertine said the documentary would be on the agenda at the task force next meeting. Quote, "She has become extremely successful, is an adult, and it is consensual. So it may not be harming her, but it has potentially harmful effects on people who think that this is a normal way to behave." Adding, "We should be asking more about the men who arrive with balaclavas on their head to have relations with them." No, because it's obvious why they're doing that. It's not, ID them. Sure, why don't you adult ID them? How about that? Have them adult ID for that. That'll be great.
This is them basically trying to set up the argument. This is actually the men's fault that she's having sex with so many people.
Right,
They're the ones to blame here, right?
Yeah, you caught that, right? It's not Bonnie's fault. It's the men wearing the balaclavas.
Remember, she's just a 25-year-old woman. She has no agency. She's basically a child.
She was only 25. You know?
You sick freak.
But this is what happened in Australia.
By the way, I love this argument here is that, it's just consensual. They're not harming anyone. One of her porn friends literally is getting her butthole reconstructed after having engaged in anal sex with a multitude of men. And it didn't exactly go very well. So, yeah, don't worry, guys. It's totally normal. It's all consensual. It's all good. No one's actually getting harmed or anything like that.
Well, again, there is such a thing as a no-winner problem. Okay, so there is no winner here. Okay, nobody wants Bonnie Blue to like keep doing what she's doing. It's really not a healthy thing to do. There's pornography, and then there's Guinness World Book of Records that shouldn't exist. Okay, and so that's one of them. Okay, and she's complained about how it just sort of molds together in her mind, and she's had these various conversations where she's disassociating from reality during the thing. So it's obviously not having a great effect on her, okay? Now, on the inverse of this, is it the government's job to come in and prevent this content? I don't believe that that's appropriate because, as is explained, she is an adult and she is consenting to all of this. I don't like it. I don't want to participate in it. I don't want to get in line with those other fellas that want to jump into a human mayonnaise jar, okay? I don't want to do that, all right? However, I do not believe it's the government's role to interfere with this. Inversely, there should be an emphasis on public groups, privately organized public groups that are like advocacy groups that deal with women like Bonnie who feel so compelled to entertain in this manner. And they challenge her, as they should, in the public square over what is causing this. Is it money? Is money driving this? Because I highly doubt it anymore. I don't think it is, because who was that little girl she was a little Asian girl that faked her death and she had this money and she was making fun of people.
What's it, little
Tay, right?
Yeah.
Little Tay.
And now she's grown up to be Big Tay, and she's opened up a OnlyFans and made $1 million on her 18th birthday.
Yeah.
The first day, okay? So I don't think it's money, okay, Bonnie, it's a dare. It's the dare now. And I think that's the thing, is that these groups need to be formed and they need to be emboldened to go out and challenge these young women in a public debate, not to go out and browbeat them, corner them, that sort of thing, but debate them honestly that what you're doing might not be good for anybody. It's just fun, and it might be time to hang it up. again, I just don't think the government should come in and do it because,
there's two things here. One, you can't legislate stupidity because it's always the stupid people who try to legislate it. So that's the first point. And then the second point is that this whole situation, which I've mentioned many times across many shows, is like the problem that we have as a society is that we have an overwhelming majority of people who are basically living life without any accountability whatsoever. There's this mindset that basically I can get away with anything that I'm doing and there's going to be no blowback like whatsoever. And this is how people are choosing to live now. And primarily this has been a big issue with women because we live in a society where no one is comfortable with actually holding women accountable for their actions. Like you read it here, like the last little portion on here, there's like, actually we should be asking more questions about the men who arrived to have sex with her than her herself, right? So like I said, it's kind of setting up this whole argument that, well, really the real problem here are the dudes, right? And they're the real ones here. And it's like, look, every time you hear these people online talking about, oh, we need to talk about online porn and how it's bad for men. And the argument is always it's bad for men, it's bad for men. And the argument only shifts towards men, right? Which means that you guys need to stop watching this. You guys need to stop doing this, blah, 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 yada, yada. And then as that's happening here, as we're basically lambasting one side of the argument, now what was the latest number that we heard now? About 25% of women 18 to 34 are now on OnlyFans, which means that basically 25% of women 18 to 34 are now online prostitutes, right? And there's no shame, there's no... Yeah.
So like what? 1 in 4 women you run into now?
1 in 4 in the 18 to 34 female demographic are now on OnlyFans.
So like our age dating range, just 34.
Just a little bit before, yep. And then on top of all that, knowing that stat exists and knowing, like I said, the situation with the Bonnies and the Lil Tays and all this stuff, then at the same token, these people are going around talking about why aren't men getting married anymore? Why are they unmarried? How come they haven't found the wife yet? Maybe it's because they're in their mother's basement playing video games. Maybe it's because the dating pool is so diluted in 2025. Now we have to wonder whether our future wife, quote unquote, was a porn star before we ever even met them. Like everyone always talks about like this ridiculous, 6 inches, 6 figures, 6 feet, or whatever it is when it comes to like female standards. When it comes to yeah, I might get it. No, it's fine. But no, like literally, we're talking about the standards of how a lot of modern women see the dating pool now with guys. The two basic things I think anyone would want from like a future wife is that, hey, can this woman not have slept with 30 men before she met me? And can this woman essentially not be an online prostitute? Is that too much to ask?
But here's the other thing, though. It's never OnlyFans' fault with these people. It's never because it's sex work is real work. I'm just like, dude, I can acknowledge that and all that, but still, you stop blaming the fictional content for it because all that's doing is that's making you look very suspicious.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's not that spread. But there are quite a few of them. So it's not 1 in 4. Okay, that's whew. that was scary. Like, man, I was like up here in Maine. I'm in this nice little bubble where like the culture doesn't get to us, but every now and then it gets through the bubble a little quicker than it should, and that scared me because I was like,
well, that's the total U.S. population. I said specifically in a Pacific age group. So,
oh yeah, out of those ones, okay,
yeah,
oh, okay. Man, that's still, even if it isn't that high, it's still crazy that there's enough to like track now, that's still nuts. Oh,
I mean, it's like I said, it's plain as day that this is an issue here. Like I said, no one wants to address the elephant in the room. No one actually wants to talk about like what's happening here with our society, both men and women when it comes to it.
Stuff.
It's not helping the situation at all, right? And the whole thing is just absolutely asinine and ridiculous. And I mean, look at that woman's eyes. Like that's the eyes of a woman who's not there. You want to tell? They always tell you, look at the eyes, and you'll see what's going on. That look at the eyes. That tells the entire story.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Why are men not getting married? Well, gee, I wonder why. And they give you that look. It's 10 minutes into Netflix and chill, and she looks at you like this. Mm-hmm. But onward we go into the censorship twilight zone. Chibi Reviews brings our attention to the bald men that have decided that they own the world's media. And so this is Michael Maybach, the CEO of Mastercard, that is censoring anime, manga, games, Steam, Japan, and itch.io, all in the name of brand protection. The picture on the right is Satan? Kitney. Setan Kitney, the president of Visa Japan, doing the very same thing. And by golly, if they're casting for Lex Luthor, my gosh, it's always the bald guys. Bald guys you gotta watch out for. But yeah, these two have decided that they own the world's media and you don't. And they're going to brand protect you out of anything that you could possibly end up enjoying. They're looking at, I'm trying to find what Savvy dug up here about violence. Here it is. So Madam Savvy went out and did some research, and she found in their neat little new laws, she found this from R Street Institute, did some work here. Ofcom is looking to prohibit fictional depictions of fictional violence. So that means your Looney Tunes, your SpongeBob, your Pokemon, that kind of stuff is history. They're looking to get rid of that stuff. So this is what she had to write. She says the UK wants to ban all depictions of fictional violence, even against fictional creatures. If you have a website that allows users to post it. SpongeBob, Pokemon, Looney Tunes, etc., every single video game with combat, all of it is subject to be banned despite ratings boards existing. Redundant. This is all because this all comes down rather to the big push against Elon Musk and X and really trying to speed run the most hated thing right now, being the most hated thing. All of history classes would need to be banned too, technically. So much for educational content. I think she's, reacting to that a bit much. But in the next post, I show the effort of groups to label Annie, Grok's companion, as child exploitation. That's even crazier. But this post right here is from R Street Institute, and it says, the UK's Office of Communications, Ofcom, explains in detail what each category prohibited content includes, even content which realistically depicts serious violence against a fictional creature. Like I told you, they could Mastercard could get rid of Mortal Kombat. Now the UK can get rid of Mortal Kombat. They can get rid of Tekken. They can get rid of Battlefield 6. I don't know what you're supposed to do in the UK. Apparently, you're just supposed to go outside and, bake in the sun. That's about it, because they don't have air conditioning, so you can't stay inside. It's just, I don't know what you're supposed to do for entertainment there. I guess Doctor Who's done, too, because there's some pretty dreadful ends. So the whole thing is pretty... I don't know. It's sad to see, I guess. It's sad to see that the UK, the enders of slavery, by the way, that put a lot of men died in fighting wars to end slavery, believe it or not, that they've now decided to shackle their citizens to not even being able to enjoy fighting games in an arcade. Somebody might get the idea that violence is repeatable. Remember this with Power Rangers in the 90s? The moms of America were apoplectic that the children could repeat the violence saw in Power Rangers. Well, those will be gone. I don't even think you can watch Phineas and Ferb, because Dr. Doofenshmirtz gets the schmertz kicked out of him every now and then. So Candace falls down and gets hurt a lot too, so that's probably not going to happen. So Phineas and Ferb are gone. Most of your Looney Tunes ones, because Mickey does some pretty crazy things to other characters. Donald is especially gone. Almost all of his are like wall-to-wall violence fest. Tom and Jerry, those are gone. Again, like most of your Looney Tunes, all that stuff is gone. Maybe that's why HBO purged all that stuff in anticipation of the UK coming through and doing this stuff. It's strange. But this is what you're looking at. The UK is, once again, going to step further, even further than Australia did, in banning content. And it looks like we're going to end up having war footage taken out of the equation as well. So good luck. The UK, apparently in the UK, you are supposed to live like the Eloi, while the Morlocks in the Old Ben Old Bailey, whatever the hell the government palace is. Run your lives. Remember that from the Time Machine? Morlocks and Eloy.
Yeah. Yep. This is so wild. And yet you have these Karens say, no, it's not about censorship. Shut up. It is about censorship. Whether you like it or not, Karens, we are not stupid. And also your Gary simps are pretty dumb too, since they seem to think it is. And the other thing that I keep seeing, and we've talked about this time and time and again, like people like former employees, a couple of former employees from Bounding, they are just preaching ban porn, ban porn, ban porn, ban porn, not realizing that in the case of Gary Del Mercante, which I'm calling him from now on, in the case of him, he's agreeing with Alyssa Mercante on this issue, by the way, which is unbelievable.
Well, I just want to point this out, because you guys didn't run with John De La Rose as long as I did. The guy has an image of his character, his teenage character, showing off her costume in a mirror, and she's wearing her underwear. He has another one of a furry character who is naked, facing away from the camera, and you can see the furry character's butt crack. He's everything that he says he's not. You saw the furry porn he was posting years ago.
Yeah.
That's, again, if you ban this stuff, it creates a taboo around it. It makes it more extreme because taboos attract more extreme ideas. This is what happened when we started going around with the war on drugs, right? Yes, it's a good idea to limit the sale of drugs. Yes, it's a good idea to do that. But to go out and create such a massive taboo around it has now created a culture that has infected even Hollywood's entertainment profession. Okay? It's no longer a cautionary story anymore. It's now a reality that this is a taboo. I mean, look at Seth Rogen. His entire career is built on being a stoner. Weed at one point, not too long ago, was not legal. So, again, it's one of those things that's always going to end wrong. And again, as we continue to ban things, we're not solving the problem. The problem is at the core of the human soul.
Well, in the case of the UK, the real problem is the grooming gangs and the terrorists that are amongst them. And also, and that does include Antifa. I'm not talking just about the jihadists. Antifa is there too.
Oh yeah, everybody and their brothers got something to throw at somebody else. That's for sure. And you can't talk about that anymore in the UK because the children might be harmed by the realization that things aren't going great in their country.
Well, and then the children are going to probably be recruited by Antifa.
Of course, that's the point. That's the point, don't you know? But again, like I showed you earlier, we have a 250th anniversary of our of our nation coming up, and so the UK might be the 51st state after all. That may not have been just a joke made in the 1812s. 1812. There's no one born in 1812. There wasn't many of them.
I sent this to Cider earlier today, and I, talked about it on my Twitter. Is that the UK is coming after fan art, and we're talking safe for work fan art. Like, it's unbelievable that this is happening because they said, "Oh, it's only about porn." It's like, dude, this art is not safe. It's safe for work. It's just characters just posing in male characters posing in in Speedos and shit. It's wild. Do you need the link for it? Do you need the link?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know where it got off to.
All right, let me grab it real quick. Luckily,
my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I had the links here, and I apparently didn't grab that one.
I'll grab it.
We run a professional show around here, believe me.
Yes, we do. Where is it?
The censorship situation.
Sorry, it's taking a bit to load.
The censorship situation isn't going to. Okay. We'll get it. Believe me, we'll get it.
Yeah, just give me a sec. I just got this.
I'm just going to drop over here a quick video while we're waiting. And I have this. So we found a way to defeat the AI motion people recorders. Check this out. Here it is. So this guy invented a shirt that fools the people tracker. Okay. It replicates a depth background that confuses the machine. Check it out. You see how that blue square moves away? That means the machine can no longer see that man. So the machine registers this as an environment now. See that? He's gone. It's trying to find the reflection of another guy. Now he turns around. Again, he's invisible to it.
Well, only when he stands still, and that's kind of the problem.
Well, again, he demonstrates here how it works in a live environment when you don't have like that particular super lighting. So this is just your average store where this technology exists. And he's showing you on and off, on and off.
All right, I sent the links to you. One is
There
with
it
the
is.
actual art, and then the other link is with the screenshot of the art being blocked.
I don't know if we can show this one, Nerdigans. That's a lot of gentlemen.
The second one has like the actual shot of the UK taking it down.
Okay, so there you go. That's that. So we're finding a way to fool the machines now. So that's working toward our favor. Just give it time, fellows. We'll eventually figure out how to fool the machine completely. I don't know if this is going to get us in trouble. So just bear with us. If the channel disappears after this, just know we were trying to bring the truth to you. This is apparently fan art that the UK is deeming that is not able to be seen unless you ID yourself. I think I know why, but as you can see, that's a lot of gentlemen, and that's getting some not so great response from the UK because there it is, censored. Due to local laws, we are temporarily restricting access to this content until X estimates your age. So there you go. All right.
Insane. It's insane that they're going after fan art, but let's be real, it was only a matter of time.
Well, again, I mean, like that's a lot of dude. So there's an argument to be made that you probably want to make sure that that's 18 plus protected. And maybe that's what X needs to employ is a stronger 18 plus filter on these things, that unless you're logged in with your 18 plus account, this stuff requires you to, log in to see it, I guess. So once you're logged in, you don't have to deal with this. You know what I mean? That should be the catch, because you can't see tweets unless you're logged in most of the time. So, but yeah, that's what it's extending into. It is, again, it's continuing to pile up into a bigger and bigger reach of all of this stuff, because nobody can look at anything because it might potentially inspire you to think of something. And as things continue to heat up in the world, EA has announced that they're not going to do Sims 5. It would be unfair for users to lose a decade worth of paid DLC and content. As they shut down Need for Speed.
It's like, why not just transfer it over? Be able to make your content all transferable. Like, I don't understand.
Well, I really think that this has more to do with the fact that Sims has got into that mess with that skin changer. And so they're not sure where the audience is going to come down on it. They know that they've got dedicated fans that are very much for The Sims 4, did a very good job with it, really enjoyed it. But now there's a contingent of people that have modded it. And so I think that's kind of why they're like, oh no, not at this time. We need to let that blow over a couple more years and we'll think about it. Besides, they can make way more money on the DLC than selling you a new game entirely. They don't have to build a new engine, new graphics, new anything, no new advertising. They just have to crap out another DLC and put up a PNG on the loading screen that you can get it. So,
but
easy money for them.
But on like the positive side of things, you have companies like Zoom and GOG, which are gaming stores. They are fighting back against the censorship, which is really, really good. But in the case of Zoom, though, in an article from The Gamer, they said someone from Zoom said to them that, or to a different person, they said that that this is going to escalate to mainstream games like GTA.
Yeah, it says in an email to Gaming on Linux, one of their team said they expect the delisting situation to expand further, and in their discussion, titles like Grand Theft Auto, Duke Nukem, and Saints Row were described as potentially at risk.
But also something that Zoom is doing, which I got to give them credit for, is they're trying to find alternatives. And we're seeing this with like the Game Developer Association as well, International Game Developer Association, talking about finding alternatives. And one thing that Zoom is doing is they are doing they're upgrading their digital wallet, so you could just buy points or whatever and put it into this wallet and then buy games with it.
Right. So again, they're transferring the currency into something that will travel between you and the product that Visa is telling you that you can't buy directly. So
And
again,
also they're exploring like other payment processors too for these games. I know that IDGA, the Game Developer Association, they posted a couple of them, but I mean, at least we know based on what we're seeing in the Zoom and also with itch.io, it definitely seems to mainly be for those two anyway, PayPal and Stripe that are the problems.
We're looking at this from the perspective of like just regular Joes, regular people that buy video games and want to play them and stuff like that. The corporations look at this. See, I think that Visa and Mastercard use Collective Shout as an excuse to get ahead of the UK censorship swipe, and of course the USA's attempt at it. So this way, they kept ahead of it and didn't have to rapidly change their policies, implement all these age ID verifications, because that's going to be a pain in the ass for purchases. Every time you're going to make an online purchase, you got to age verify. That now. So this is why Visa and MasterCard went ahead and used Collective Shout. That's why in 8 days they jumped on all of this. In less than 2 weeks, both of them had brand new policies that crushed anything that the UK laws. Remember, MasterCard's list included violence against other characters, non-consensual mutilation, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of UK's new law that they're saying they don't want any fictional people getting hurt, So again, I think this is what they did, is they saw the tidal wave and they said, we'll use these Karens down in Australia as an excuse to avoid having to have our customers scan their face every time they buy something on Amazon. Ta-da! There it is, just like that.
It's economic terrorism. That's what this is. It's economic terrorism.
I don't even know if it's they're reacting to the government. Obviously, they have people inside the government that give them tips on what's going to pass, what's going to be when it comes out, and who's saying what inside that's going to cause all of this to go crazy, And that's
I understand that. But I'm saying like what the Collective Shout Karens are doing, and a lot of these other Karens like sending all these emails and trying to pressure Steam to take down stuff, and then after that they went and pressured the payment processors, and it is wild that this is happening. It is.
Well, again, they had this situation where like the Karens went out and did what Karens do, and they're predictable in this. They didn't get what they wanted, so they went to the manager. Who's the manager of Steam? The payment processors. So they went to the manager. This is what they do. And they complained their way up to somebody who would listen. Now, they didn't listen. Like I said, they took advantage of this to sit down and say, BT Dubs, we're going to be payment processing this only for goody good stuff, okay? And we need to make sure that goody good stuff is so goody good that it's not legally pliable. You can't get around it. And that's why you're going to see more of these token redemption sites. I don't know. Maybe Steam will employ that stuff. Gabe just bought a brand new yacht company, so it's not like he isn't rolling in enough to bankroll a token system. So I don't know. Maybe that's what they'll do. I'm going to say
this. I know people were complaining about, Kodansha's token system, but and same with Kamiki. Kamiki has a key system, but given how these people are going after anime and manga as well, probably, yeah.
Well, Timon, I want to address this because there's two different statements inside of this question, okay? So the first one is MasterCard came out and they said, we're not going to allow you to purchase things that have non-consensual mutilation of bodies happening in it, okay? Now, again, that's Mortal Kombat. That's every finisher in Mortal Kombat. Again, I don't think Visa's going to make you buy a video game that comes out and says there's a sewer slide packed right at the beginning of the video game to let you know that everybody agreed to die here. So there's no non-consensual body mutilation. I don't think they're going to go behind that one either. But that's Visa's rule. The UK came through and said they don't want to see fictional violence practiced against creatures, humans, whatever. They don't want to see that anymore. So that's part of their content bans that they're rolling out, or at least trying to push out, are bans on two characters beating the hell out of each other.
So Pokemon is going to be banned too.
Yeah, because that's dogfighting.
Zelda's going to be banned.
Mario, you're stomping on the poor Goombas' heads. They don't want to be stomped on. And Bowser's just trying to get a girlfriend. He doesn't know how. And Mario comes in and tosses him into lava. That's got to stop. He's new to the land and he's having a sexual emergency.
You know what? I'm just realizing that YouTube Kids would probably be banned as well because of all the Elsa content.
Of course.
Spider-Man content.
Well, no, like even your average child content though, because like they're just like mashing eggs full of like colored foam and stuff, and they're like having all of these characters that do like piñatas. Well, those are gone. Piñatas are gone because you're practicing violence on a fictional character. They don't think any of this through. They don't think it. They think, oh wow, this Mortal Kombat game, and a 14-year-old I know played it and tried to punch his uncle. So that means we got to ban the game. It couldn't be the parenting. Couldn't be the parenting. It's the product. This is what Bukowski talked about in The Genius of the Crowd. He says it's never a failure of the creation. It is a failure of the world. Okay? And this is what he's talking about are people saying it's not my fault that my thing didn't work. It's the world for being wrong. And this is the UK saying it's not our fault that our bans don't work. It's the world being wrong. Yeah, FIFA would be banned. Yeah, exactly.
Football would be banned. Madden.
Yeah. It depends. Again, it depends on what they allow in the game. But yeah, exactly. There is again your regular sports game, your WWE gone, because that's all about fictional violence against fictional creatures. I mean, Brock Lesnar is a fictional creature.
He's a mythical creature.
Yeah, he's a mythical creature. They found him somewhere where that Surtur character was from Thor Ragnarok. They found him hanging out with Surtur. But that's again, that's what you're looking at with these bans. And you saw Zoom come out and say that we're going to move the token so you guys can purchase through that way. Hopefully Steam will use that idea, but I highly doubt it. Now, earlier today, Raw News, Raw's Alerts got a little full of itself and ran with a story that freaked out a lot of people. Now, I can't show you because I can't show you the tweet yet because it got community noted. So spoiler. But the initial tweet was, New York Post is reporting that scientists are puzzled by a massive, mysterious, hot blob beneath the eastern U.S. that appears to be moving toward New York. Ooh, very spooky. Very spooky. And of course, everybody was like, "Oh, that's happening right now. That's happening right." Oh, and the community note said it's going to take about 80 million years. Yeah.
But something I can't help because we were
15
talking
million years. Sorry.
In regards to like the escalating censorship, there's something from the manga Drama Queen that really comes to mind, where one of the characters says this: society has gotten so drunk on the emotions, and there's aliens that save the Earth, and they have like a hierarchy above them. Anyways,
are you looking at the screen? You can share it.
Oh yeah, I can share it. Hold on. I just I'm hoping because of my situation. I just hope this doesn't get taken down. But if it does, it does.
What do we show?
So it's there's this line in Drama Queen. So Drama Queen is a controversial series where it talks about how these aliens saved Earth and they have like a higher caste than humans now. And the main characters want to get rid of all the aliens in their town and they're killing them. But here, like this is a conversation between one of the exterminators that is trying to figure out how Namamoto gets rid of these aliens, which she eats them. And she said this, and it really sticks out here. Society has gotten so drunk on the emotions produced by the aliens, the heroes who saved the Earth, and that feeling of intoxication is still lingering into the next day like a bad hangover. But what will the world be like when we finally sober up? And the reason why I bring this up is I feel like right now we're all so drunk on emotions in terms of like reactions and stuff like that, that we don't know what it's going to be like when people wake up and realize that internet censored, the real life is censored. What's going to happen when they wake up from that reality? So that's all.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to share that one in particular, because it just feels so relevant to this conversation.
Sure. I don't doubt it.
But yeah, Drama Queen's really, it's a wild series. There's like, people have said that like, that the manga are accusing the mangaka of being racist because of like the immigration undertones that are in it, when the series is really more so about colonization than anything else. a commentary on that, and that does feel kind of relevant here. And so, how some of the aliens were described, it really kind of feels like they're talking more about like South Korea and China, and that's what the aliens represent, and not like the Turks and stuff like that people are claiming they are. But anyways.
Well, in all fairness, Drama Queen started before the big flood began in Japan. So it's arguably talking about a time that existed before the surge in migrants in Japan. So
there is that. That's what people were thinking too. But yeah.
To a lot of Japanese as well, the South Koreans and Chinese act very alien. So there is a lot of subtext to that and can be interpreted that way if you like. But personally, I just think it's funny that they're aliens and they eat them to get rid of them. So
yeah, that Namamoto eats them. And like there was like black liquid coming out of her eyes from like the side effect of it. She said the aliens taste like squid, which I was like, okay.
Sure.
This series is really good. It's a good commentary on colonization. Whether that's intentional or it's just a happy accident, I don't know. But it's the timing of everything is just so interesting.
Well, it's also like that in particular. That in Japan in particular is a very sensitive topic for them. Because once again, they're neck deep in this big conversation about this, and they don't want to like fall to the wayside and make the wrong decision and look bad or whatever. Because as you know, in Japan and most of the other Asian nations, saving face is very important. And so you have to ask yourself, how that's going to like play out as far as the fans go with it. Because I think the fans really just sort of they take the meaning, they take the meaning that's being implied there, and they find like sort of that identity comfort in it, But that's all to say that Sakuramita, Jacob, wanted us to show you this right here. So we have big news, everybody. Tommy Wiseau wants to direct a Fantastic Four sequel.
Oh, God. No.
Sure, why not? I mean, it won't be any fucking worse than anything else they put out.
Can it get any worse? Yeah, exactly. I personally, I don't know. I don't. Tommy Wiseau is the guy that infamously made the worst movie ever. And
honestly, it's not. Like it was the worst movie ever for its time, but
that's true.
There's been a multitude of just other shite
worser movies
that's worse than that. And the people who made those movies were actually fucking trying to do something intuitive. So it's like, it's not even the worst, even by that standard anymore.
I don't know. It's that time of day. Jacob decided it is after 9 o'clock, so it's time
to
put the shirt on.
Well, I was actually about to roll out of here in a second because there's a couple things I had to get done. But real quick here. I think there was a point towards shit, and I just fucking lost it because the guy just said something there. I was gonna make a point about Marvel, then it literally just slipped my mind. It was something about
Fantastic Four.
No, it was something about like a Disney Plus. Oh, that's the other one. Spider-Man stuff. Has anyone been following the Spider-Man stuff?
Yep.
A Brave New Day? Yeah, the Brave New Day stuff.
Yeah, so apparently they've been doing a lot of that, all the Brave New Day and everything. And so the word that I'm hearing right now is that, apparently they're trying to put together Spider-Man, Hulk, and Punisher all together in like a film, and I don't know how the hell that's supposed to work because that's a massive mismatch on a multitude of levels. But they figured that I guess it's because it's Spider-Man, and that's like their only solidly money making venture they can put out there. Now the last one did did it do $2 billion? The last Spider-Man.
That was No Way Home, right? That was the last one?
Yeah.
No Way Home. I believe it did $2 billion. So
yeah, I think so. That was the biggest one. Because that had everybody in it. That had all the old Spider-Man in it.
It was essentially, what can you say, Avengers 3.5 or something like that. That's probably the best way to describe it there. But yeah, so that one I think was the last big hit that they put out there, and actually it was 1.9, so it just fell short of $2 billion. But If this one does not work, do you think that anyone is going to willing to admit that there's going to be a problem, or you think they're just going to gaslight everyone into thinking that, well, I mean, you know, it's the economy this time, because now we can admit that the economy is not great.
The thing is that I don't know if it won't work. I mean, the thing is that Spider-Man is like Transformers. People come out for Spidey. It doesn't really matter who is playing Spidey. Most of those movies did pretty well. I mean, granted, Andrew Garfield's sagged a little, but honestly, it was in that weird spot with superhero movies where Marvel was really taking the heat, taking like all the oxygen out of the room, and Sony was trying to catch up. So, it's one of those weird spots. So, here's what I want to say about those three. Okay, the Hulk, the Punisher, and Spider-Man. The reason they're being in the movie together is they're going to fight each other. And I, over on the Bounding account, raised that this is stupid. So Frank knows Spidey. Spidey knows Bruce Banner. Okay? So the three of them know each other. There's no reason for them to be fighting. It would be much better for them to have like a tense moment between each other. No fist thrown. But the thing is, right? The thing is that they need a really engaging trailer reel. So having John Bernthal getting the shit kicked out of him by Hulk, and Spider-Man being tossed through a bank window into a big old vault like that Superman movie, that's going to be your big thing. Or they're going to recreate the thing where Spider-Man was trying to web up the Hulk and the Hulk breaks free of the web and stuff. Because again, they have to have their trailer bait to get you through the door. So that's the whole point of those three fighting, is in order to give you the trailer reel to get people through the door. That whole fight is only going to last probably about 3 minutes, because the only thing they need is 30 seconds from it. So,
yeah.
And it's going to be great, because Spider-Man's going to be stepping back and looking up at the camera. He's going to go, oh, man. And the trailer will cut. I think I have the button here. Hold on. I do. So there you go. That's the prediction. Spider-Man is going to say, wow. He's going to say, wow. It's been so long. Finally. Yeah.
Like I said, we're just in a world where no one wants to address the real issues. Everyone wants to essentially give band-aids to what they think the issues are. And this is something that's been clear to about everyone for 6 years, what the problem with Marvel is, yet we're still in 2025 and we're still not admitting what the real problem here is. So it's like they're just going to double down, because that's all they know how to do. Like I said, we don't have problem solvers here. We got problem deniers, and they're still denying that. Even, what was it, when what's his fucking movie came out? There was one before was it Thunderbolts or something like that? Kevin Feige and a multitude of others were trying to argue that, oh no, see, it's not superhero fatigue, blah blah blah, it's just that we just need good hits. And that's what they were arguing with Superman in the first couple of weeks where that came out, until everything kind of stalled out, especially internationally. This is essentially all that it is now. It's like the whole media landscape comes down to this. Everyone wants to sit here and blame, whether it's the internet or cable cutting or wherever the case is, about why people aren't consuming media anymore, while they're not consuming television as much as they used to, while they're not consuming movies as much as they used to. Here it is. Your shit sucks. And your shit has sucked for a very, very long time. But because everything's owned by a fucking corporation now, nobody wants to publicly admit that, because that would be bad for the shareholders and the stockholders. So they have to convince you that somehow the problem is some outside factor that they just can't possibly control. But given the numbers that we're doing right now, we're actually doing pretty good. So no one notices that, yeah, over the course of 25 years, you've lost 87% of your audience, especially in the men demographic. And this is exactly where we're at right now. But why, if you were told anyone else that you lost nearly 90% of your audience in 20 years, someone may think that there's an issue. Someone may stop to think that, hey, maybe there's a problem here. Maybe we should look and see why so many people are fleeing us, but they don't want to publicly come out to admit it. So everyone just pussyfoots around the elephant in the room, and then we sit here having these conversations like, hey, maybe if we just get Spider-Man in a movie with Hulk and put Punisher in there, that will get everyone back in the movie theater. And then what if it doesn't? What if this movie comes out in 3 fucking years and no one gives a shit? Are we finally going to admit that, hey, maybe there's something wrong here? Of course not, because by then you're going to have Secret Wars. We're going to have even more superheroes, and that movie's definitely going to make $2 billion, right?
Right.
So I'm just kind of at the point now where it's like, okay, hey, look, you guys want to go down with this shit? By all means, go down in flames, baby. Burn, baby, burn. And that's my.
There's one way, Jacob. There's one way that they can save the movie. Just go, Jacob. There's one way they can do it. There's one way. Sydney Sweeney as Black Cat.
Man, this is gonna be a whole other fucking shit show we'll talk about tomorrow. But yeah, I'm trying very hard not to throw out a multitude of obscenities right now. But let me just put it to you this way: not gonna work. And not gonna work. First of all, they're not gonna do it. Because, I mean, let's just be honest, they're just not going to do it. So this is all just a pipe dream. And then, like I said, it wouldn't work even if they did. Because, like I said, we have absolute fucking morons out there who just don't understand. It's not that they don't understand, they just don't want to accept reality. Like I said, we could have patched this shit up 6 years ago, and now like everything that Ben Hameen was saying, it's just like coming back in my mind right now, and it's like, yep, we said this shit back in 2018 when you guys had a completely different essentially outlook than you had now. At least then it was more positive, and we told you were coming down to this route, and now here we are, and you're still denying. It's like literally someone's drowning and they're denying the fact that they're actually drowning, and they're just sinking deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's like, if you just stand up, maybe you might,
Leslie says, next thing you know, Marvel and DC will start an OnlyFans just to recoup
honestly
money.
It'll probably draw more money than the movies that they put out in theaters, and they probably will spend a lot less.
Aren't there a lot of low-budget porno parodies that did Captain Marvel better?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Speaking of
Cider, the Japanese did Captain Marvel better. That's how low the bar is. The freaking Japs did a better Captain Marvel. Like, what are we doing?
Well, this is why I have to ask. Can Sydney Sweeney do Bayonetta?
Definitely not. That's definitely going to be cultural appropriation of some nonsense. Because she's Asian passing, which means that she's genociding Asian people cinematically or something. I don't know. They'll make something.
They'll find a way. They'll find a way.
They'll find a way.
We'll totally find a way.
Exactly. But,
Bar so low, you have to dig it up to find it.
The AI generator that I worked with just suddenly woke up to Sydney Sweeney the other day, and so it's been delightful trying Sydney Sweeney, the AI dress up experience. So
yeah.
I have not done anything uncouth, Miss Sweeney. I have only attempted to cast you in flattering roles. Okay? So don't worry, there's no AI deep fake pornography made by me of Miss Sweeney, only her dressed up in various...
I mean, I don't think she's going to care about your little AI drawing, because people are calling her a Nazi now. So, I mean, she probably has bigger things to worry about at the moment. That's probably only going to get worse as the day goes on.
I hear she's leaning into it. That she went around riding on a white horse and all that stuff.
Well, speaking of bad movies, I shared this, is that War of the Worlds, the new Ice Cube...
That came out already?
Nerdigans, before you say anything, I have to say this.
Mm-hmm.
Who greenlit this?
That's a great question!
Who greenlit this? The person who said yes needs to be immediately fired. Because they've been showing ads for this god-awful tripe. So we're doing a low-budget remake of the Tom Cruise blockbuster from 20 years ago with Ice Cube sitting in a room that's basically blue screen, and somebody thought this was a good idea. Who said yes to this?
Amazon, maybe, because it's on Amazon Prime.
Well, anyway, it's ugly and it's stupid, and
the fact that it got 0% from critics says a lot.
It's worse than
11% from audiences.
Audiences is 11% too, which is
there's
wild.
that one guy that was really jazzed up for the Jordan Peele version of War of the Worlds.
Meanwhile, you got Happy Gilmore too with 63%. So this world is wild, man.
Well, real quick before we go, I do have to run out of here. I gotta go see my brother.
yeah?
So look,
All right, man.
letting you guys know, bar room tomorrow night. I don't know what the topics are, but I'm gonna find something to bitch about. So we're gonna talk about something tomorrow night. That's gonna be 8 p.m. on that episode. We have Slam Ball Friday. We have what is it? The Big Helpathon on Sunday on the Nostalgia Show. Movie reviews, and then the Bible Wins on Sunday. So until then, adios, good night to everyone except Nerdigans. Good night.
Oh,
That's mean.
okay. Wow. Single
Whatever.
you out. How about that? The you had another one here. Well, where did that one go?
Which one are you talking about? The Guilty Gear one or the what's the other one that I had in there? Oh, the Peter Kyle situation where we're going back to the UK for a second here. Do you need the link for it, or you need to share it?
Just got it.
Okay, so Peter Kyle was the one is a labor MP that has doubled down, saying that that this law is about the children, and this is despite another. I don't think it was him. It was another labor MP that said that no, it's not. It's about surveilling adults. So them trying to say this is just so dumb.
Yeah. Again, like they're going to continue to double down on this because this is the doorway in, that we're protecting the kids. It has nothing to do with your rights. It's all about protecting the children, and you're evil and you want to exploit children if you don't agree with us. It's the same talking points that Collective Shout uses. If you're against us,
as well,
you want to hurt children, you know,
or hurt women and girls, which as a woman, go fuck off, Karen. Learn how to separate fiction from reality. And they're citing like these bullshit studies, and I'm just like, dude. And yes, I know they're on PubMed, so they're somewhat credible to an extent. But it's like, dude, like, come on, Karen. It's called being a parent. We don't want you or the government to be our parents. Go take care of your own kids.
Well, and you know, again, this is where those Collective Shout ladies come through, is that they didn't want their kids seeing this stuff, so they went out and banned it for everybody's kids. And like I said, you know, you've got Indonesia over here. I'm sorry, I clicked that button too early. So we're just going to drop a topic and move into Indonesia. So anyway. One Piece is now a symbol of rebellion in Indonesia. So Indonesian citizens are flying the straw hat pirate flag to protest the government's current condition.
Which is dumb because they're flying it because it's One Piece Day that's coming up.
Are you sure that it's just that coincidental that the government's in a horrible time? And
that's what it seems like, at least according to the article that Anime Hunch put out. Let me see if I can find it here.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't have it. I thought I put it here, but I guess not. Or no, I did. Here it is. Ha 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 ha. There we go. Here, I'll send you the link in the chat. Just give me a sec. Here it is. This is the article from Anime Hunch on this.
Oh, there it is. Just a second, fellas.
Yeah,
we'll have it up just here for you. There we go.
Yeah, it says here, what it says here is the statements came in response to viral social media videos showing Straw Hat's Jolly Rogers from One Piece being flown on trucks alongside the Indonesian national flag ahead of the country's 80th Independence Day on August 17th. Crazy that One Piece Day and Indonesia's Independence Day are like right around the same time, but yeah. But let's see, one of the members from the House of Reps and the Gulker party faction said the act was a form of provocation and represented a decline in the understanding of the state ideology. And this person, his name is Furman Sobagio, and they described the flag as a symbol of resistance against the government, and therefore it might even be part of treason. Well, this is not allowed. This must be dealt with firmly.
It's bizarre. Bizarre, you know, Indulge even says this. Many online users initially thought the act of flying in non-national flags in Indonesia was illegal. However, Indonesian law does not explicitly ban the display of organizational or cultural symbols on private property, but it does require the Indonesian national flag to be given the highest position of honor when flown alongside others. Huh. So that's very bizarre. I guess, you know, you're dealing with boomers, you know, that don't understand. So
Yeah.
it's being used as a
how it is,
symbol of
unfortunately.
resistance. It's not because of the government hates One Piece. It seems pretty boomery. That's the thing. And I can't find a news
Yeah.
story that's citing the government resistance. They're mostly just saying, oops, the government's a bunch of boomers. So
Oh, it is being used as a symbol of resistance. I didn't. Thanks for correcting me, Spencer. I wasn't sure because of the timing of it being around One Piece Day. So
state ideology. I can't find. I don't see any news organizations that are mentioning the issue with the government. They just keep mentioning that the boomers are misconstruing this, and that the minister says that you can't fly those flags.
no, but Cider Spencer clarified that it is being used as a as resistance,
Sure.
and that's why. So
I just don't know what the topic
yeah.
is because I don't know what the resistance is over. That's why I keep saying is I don't know why, because I can't find anything telling me that. They just keep saying the government, it says it needs to be at a higher place, and some users were confused. It's like AI wrote all of it, you know? I don't see any indication of like it's being used because of fishermen being picked on. It's being used because anime fans are being picked on. Nobody says anything here.
Let me see.
Claim the ban, principles, international law. Yeah, again, so they're citing the UN's law about displaying this stuff. So I can't.
Oh,
find
here
a
it
news
is. I
story.
found it. It said it says the One Piece resistance in Indonesia has taken on a new form as a symbol of protest against government injustice and corruption. And that the Jolly Roger the Jolly Roger pirate flag from the anime series has become a creative and peaceful form of resistance, expressing public frustrations with the government. And residents have flown the flag on homes, flagpoles, and even trucks, and it has been painted on walls and streets across various cities. And the trend has gained traction on social media, where calls to hoist the One Piece flag have gone viral. The flag represents public calls for stronger government action against corruption, particularly the recovery of stolen assets to improve social welfare. And it says here, the One Piece flag has become a symbol of this is what Compass is saying, compass.com. Has become a symbol of nonviolent resistance, with residents like Galang and Malang using it to voice their frustrations with poor infrastructure and lack of government support for ordinary citizens. Let's see.
Flag of rebellion has been raised. Okay.
Yeah.
That guy on the boat. Are you looking for a Nakama? Okay.
Nakama, yeah. So it is. It's crazy how the One Piece flag is being used as a form of resistance towards government injustice and corruption. No, it's not that confusing. It's not. I understand it. Like once I looked it up and got like more context, it's not confusing to me. I understand because the world government represents like authoritarianism, and Luffy is and the Straw Hats are rebelling against that. So yeah, I totally get it. I understand why they're doing that. I didn't realize One Piece was as popular as it is in Indonesia.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around what was going on in Indonesia, because there's a lot of different changes that have happened over the past 10 years in Indonesia that have been dramatic, and some of it has been violent in the government's implementation. So that's all. That's why I was confused, because I didn't understand what had now just gone over the line to start this. And the disillusionment makes perfect sense. They've been 10 years with a very roller coaster of a government and how they are handling, especially punishment. So that's why I was confused, because I was like, what was the thing that went over the line finally? It's been pretty rough in Indonesia for quite some time, or at least confusing, to say the least, in Indonesia for some time. So I think that's it for me.
Here's the photos, and I think there's anything else. No, okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Is there anything else? Well, the producer of Guilty Gear Strive came out and debunked rumors of a sequel that was coming, or a sequel that was canceled. They're doing 200 million. Yeah, that don't surprise me. That don't surprise me. But
Indonesia, wow, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, but they said that if the next update or the DLC 2.0 is successful, then there will be a chance for a sequel. But if it bombs, it's most likely not going to happen.
Well, again, like the market's shifting. Japan's trying to push into the global market as well. So I imagine a lot of other media will follow along, and you'll probably see more of these anime symbols finding their way into real life rebellions against these self-opulent governments. I think that's how you maybe self-serving, self-opulent. Self-opulent just sounds more, I don't know, anime-y, but I could, you know. It's just me. It's just me trying to find a cute way of saying it. That's
but if
all.
you think about it, like what the government is trying to do, because since we're on the subject of One Piece, it's very much a lot like the world government in One Piece, the authoritarianness of it all, especially in terms of censorship, because of them trying to get rid of anything documenting the Void history and the corruption that happened there. They silence everyone. I mean, they burned down Ahara, which is was where like all the research and history was being recorded. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I could, especially right now, One Piece is very, very relevant for that kind of reason, if you think about it.
I don't know what's happening in Vietnam. As far as I know, they were unhappy with the tariffs. That was the last time I was paying attention to Vietnamese uprisings.
Yeah, the celestial dragons too. You have like in the case of Indonesia too. You got the self-serving government celestial dragons doing whatever they want. They have no they have complete authority. They're higher than like the world government. They're the absolute, if that makes sense.
Indonesia is a really weird place. But
I mean, a lot of places are weird. I mean, you have Australia, which is just weird and has like God's scariest creations.
Yeah. Like Melinda Tank Top. But that's all I have for this evening. I don't have that's all I lined up. We're 3 hours in. So.
I think I got everything I wanted to mention. Oh no, we forgot one thing. Is Akane Banashi, which I'm writing an article about. This is why I'm bringing this up. Akane Banashi finally is getting an anime adaptation. The trailer for it is if you're an Akane Banashi reader, you'll know what it is. It's it depicts some of the events from chapter 1 of the manga. And what Akane Banashi is, for those of you that don't know, it's a Rakugo manga. And Rakugo is like a traditional that her father's craft is good. And if you have not read it, it is really, really good. I mean, I'm surprised to see how popular it is amongst the Western fans.
Leave it to Japan to make a simplistic visual, performance, into a manga series that you can't avoid. So, of course, now an anime series. So,
yeah,
what's those things.
Well, what's interesting about this production is the director that's supposed to be working on Witch Hat Atelier is working on this series as well. And this is coming out in 2026. And with Witch Hat Atelier, it is Bug Films. And Bug Films has been, pardon my French, a clusterfuck since its inception. So like with Zom 100 with the delays. Yeah, we're experiencing that with Witch Hat Atelier as well. So I guess the director is like, well, since production is a problem, I'm just going to go work on this anime instead. And when you're ready for me, you can bring me back.
Worked out. I
mean, yeah, I'm skeptical about the studio, but the director, I feel good about the director. The scriptwriter did the scripts for if you know about Major, which is a baseball series, one of the big baseball series in Japan. They did the script for the Major anime, and then the chief animation director and who's also in charge of character designs did the character designs for Zom 100 as well. So. But yeah, there's a lot of anime news has been coming out. And also in the case of Akane Banashi, there's going to be more info revealed at Anime NYC on August 23rd. where you're going to have the one of the Shueisha editors and a producer from Asahi TV at Anime NYC. It says there's other special guests, so I don't know if they managed to get the mangaka there. That would be really cool.
Who knows? We'll have to wait and find out. But when the show's over, Miss Nerdigans, where do we find you?
You can find me on Nerdigans Inc. at YouTube, where we cover anime and manga every day, and also fighting two copyright strikes that took down like 7 of my videos. And it's the same person that filed false copyright strikes against me like earlier this year. I've never had this issue until like this year. It's weird. It's so weird. And on Patreon, patreon.com/packergirl, we're covering a lot of anime. We finished up Takapi's Original Sin over this past weekend, which if you have not watched it, it is so good. It is what I consider to be the ideal manga to anime adaptation. I haven't felt that way in a really long time. Wow. It's incredible. It's really good. I think they still could have done more with the animation, but like in terms of like character designs and writing and even the soundtrack, it was fantastic. And the seiyuu too were fantastic. We're also covering Togen Anki. We're covering Gachi Akuda and Witch Watch and the second seasons of A Couple of Cuckoos, My Dress Up Darling, and Dandadan. And you can also follow me on Twitter here, where I'm exposing even more fuckery. Also on my YouTube channel, I forgot to mention this. I did a live stream covering the Kiba Walker situation in detail and went over both documents, and also found some very interesting things on Reddit about it. So go watch that stream. And what was the other thing? In terms of Bounding, I am working on the Kiba Walker story for Bounding, and I got the Akane Banashi article, which I'm almost done with. I just got to put some images and links in there, and then it will be set to go. I'll try and join the Nostalgia Show if there is one this week. I can't make any promises. But yeah, I think that's all I got going on. Yeah, that's all I got going on.
Well, all right then. And as always, guys, over here on Bounding, we're reporting on stuff that's happening somewhere in the world, as well as Mr. Nerdigan's working on fighting censorship. We're covering it over here as well. And like she said, we have the Nostalgia Show on Saturday, but that's after Slam Ball Friday. For now, I'm going to play you out with my recreation of episode 11 of Gundam G-Quacks. Please enjoy.
ただ、女性たちが傷つくのは見たくない運だ。それだけ。
私の同じ気持ちだ。だが、コレクティブショートがこの世界を歪め続けるのなら、私たちはそれを正さなければならない。
でも、彼らはあなたたちの価値観を守るためにやってるんでしょう？
だからこそ止めなければならないんだ。急な火山弾を叫び引き受けられています。
でも、それはもう終わったことだよ。
そんなことを言うお前は、一体何者なんだ？
私は向こう側から来たんだ。彼らが作り出したこの偽りの世界を終わらせるために。
Chase the flame to burn out the evil forever. I belong to truth, but it's wrapped in pain. What we kill just grows back stronger. We belong to earth, and the blue still shines through the silence over scars we made. What you try to purge returns. What you fear is what you Every step will bring the same